This is the Rainbow Football Network.
Fred Von Oppen's Rainbow Warriors kicked off 97 in a big way. Eddie Kloneski led a big play defense that held Big Ten Minnesota to a single field goal. Meanwhile, the Matadors of Cal State Northridge rode the arm of Aaron Flowers to score 63 points on Boise State. It's only the second game of the season, but something's got to give. From Aloha Stadium in Honolulu, Hawaii, it's NCAA Intercollegiate Football. This evening, it's Division I-A Hawaii against Division I-AA Cal State Northridge. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy along with Robert Kikala. Welcome to our coverage of tonight's NCAA game. Northridge against Hawaii, both teams coming off victories. Northridge 63-23 over Boise State, and they're looking forward to knocking off another 1A opponent. And the Rainbows, they upset a Big Ten team last week, winning 17-3. It'll come down to speed tonight, it'll come down to quickness, and it may come down to quarterback Aaron Flowers of Northridge.
That's right, and that quarterback is a good one for the Matadors. Let's take a look at tonight's key to the game. It's simple. The Hawaiian word for it, we'll call it Napua. That's Flowers, as in Aaron Flowers. Last week, 31 of 40, 442 yards, 6 touchdowns, completed 77.5% of his passes. He's a good one. On defense for Northridge, inside out. They've got to stop Hawaii inside before they think about stopping them outside. Now for the Rainbows, their keys tonight against the Matadors, carry them. As in quarterback Tim Carey, last week he only passed for 72 yards. He needs to have a big outing. On defense for Hawaii, let's call them Space Cadets. Don Lindsay, Hawaii's offensive coordinator, expects his defensive backs to be playing in a big area, big space, because of the wide open offense of Northridge.
Hawaii has got to get their offense going. They were anemic last week, even though they won the game against Minnesota, because the Matadors can put points on the board. You talk to the Matador players, they say this may be their most difficult game until they meet Montana, nationally ranked in 1AA later on this season. They would love to win it. The Rainbows would love to be 2-0. We'll see how it turns out when we come back. Presentation of the Rainbow Football Network is sponsored by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. Let's go down on the field here at Aloha Stadium and Brooks Bear.
Thank you very much, Jim. You know, I talked to both coaches minutes ago. Hawaii coach Fred Von Oppen says he's actually nervous about this ball game, and he points to the 63 points that the Matadors racked up last week in their opener against Boise State. However, the Matador coach, Jim Fenwick, he says, hey, he'd like to improve upon last week's performance, and he says if they beat Hawaii here at Aloha Stadium, they won't need a plane to get home. They'll be sky high already. Back upstairs.
Okay, thanks, Brooks. Notice the helmet behind him is rapidly deflating. Here's a Chevron Series record. Hawaii leads the series 1-0. The last meeting a long time ago, 1973, 28-3 Hawaii over Cal State Northridge. Interesting tonight is that the Rainbow defense will be tested in the secondary, and they will be tested many times one-on-one, which means that they have to, in the terminology of the coordinators and the coaches, they have to play in space. And that means if they don't make the tackle, look out, that's a big game.
That's right, because to stop this wide open run and shoot type offense, Rainbows defensively will have to go man-to-man, and to try and stop the run, they've got to sneak their free safety up and protect against the run. If he does that, if he steps up, the corners, and either it be a linebacker, a cornerback, or a safety, guarding a receiver, a flanker, or a guy coming out of the backfield, they're going to be one-on-one. If they make an attempt to make a tackle, they've got to grab onto something and hold it and pull that guy down.
See Gerald right down there. He's the referee. Tonight is his first game as a referee. I mean, he's got to be tossing and turning, huh?
You'll call the
It's
toss.
time for him to test the waters.
If I drop it, we'll retoss it. Okay, call it in the air. Tails. He called tails, and it is tails. Receive the ball. Like to receive the ball.
You think you practiced that?
I think so. He may have stood in front of a mirror at the hotel this afternoon.
They go.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go, guys. We're ready to go. Let's have a good game.
Matadors will receive as they were able to win the toss. They want to get to work offensively right away here in this game against the Rainbows. The Rainbows, of course, 1A, and their program trying to get back on the right track after a 2-10 season last year. I mean, it was carnage last year. And Northridge last year 7-4. They came in third in the Big Sky. And this year they are 1-0. And Fenwick coming over from LA Valley Junior College, where he was an outstanding coach. And a lot of these players, many of them, have come over with him to play at Northridge.
When you talk about their game last week against the Broncos of Boise State, it was an explosive 63 points because in the second quarter, the Matadors actually trailed 16-0. Then their offense got on track and they became unstoppable against Boise State.
So the Rainbows will kick off here at Aloha Stadium. The wind blowing across the field. But the wind here at Aloha Stadium has really been mystifying over the years. It could be very windy in the upper levels and no wind at all on the playing surface. We'll see. Rainbows 1-0 and Northridge at 1-0. Rainbows with that win over Minnesota. Northridge with a big win over Boise State. So kicking off will be Chad Shrout. Shrout had an outstanding afternoon last week just in punting, and he is second in the Western Athletic Conference in that department.
He was big, field position in favor of the Rainbows the entire game against Minnesota. Also on his kickoffs, every one of his kickoffs last week found the goal line.
Marcus Harvey and Steve Forte will be deep for Northridge. Harvey number 21 and Forte number 24. So waiting to get underway here at Aloha Stadium. Approaches, and we are underway. Short kickoff. Coming up to take it at the 15-yard line is Norman Clark. And Clark just gets out to about the 17, that's all.
It's actually a mistake. He lets that ball go out of bounds. They get the ball further upfield. He's that close to the sideline. He's got to be a lot more heads up about let that football go out of bounds.
So it will be first down for Northridge. They are led by Aaron Flowers. What a game last week. 31 of 40, 442 yards, and 6 touchdowns. They had over 600 yards in total offense, and that is a single game record for Northridge. And they come out with 4 wide receivers and a single setback. The single setback is Norman Clark. First down from the 17. Rainbows back off a bit. They really have spread the offense. In motion is Mike Ogus, number 23. And the ball is given up the middle. With it is Clark. Clark out over the 20 to about the 24. Eddie Klineski made the stop there for the Rainbows. Good play on first down. Brinton, Sauter, Jerelman, Popescu, and Hominger. The offensive line. Comer, Arnold, Hill, Ogus, and Clark, all of them catching passes last week from the quarterback Flowers. Second down and 2. In motion is Drew Hill, number 83. Ball is given on a delay. Clark only to the 25. That will bring up third down. The defense for the Rainbows, as Brian Chapman made that tackle on that play. Bright, Piggott, and Kapihe in that front 3. The linebackers, very active. Chapman, Roosevelt, who led the team in tackles last week. Gonzalez, he's banged up a bit. And Kamuela Cobb Adams, he had an outstanding game. Hunter Robinson, Shinnick, and Klineski are the deep men for Hawaii. Donnell Williams now has come in at one of the corners. Third down and 1 for Northridge. This is Clark, big hole. And Klineski ankle tackles him as Clark gets out over the 30 to the 33.
And the Matadors come a more spooky offense. if they are able to run the football like that, because their receivers spread out the field so bad, defenders are so far apart, to stop the run is difficult. If they have success running the football, wow.
It will be first down for Northridge on the 34-yard line. Their own 34 just underway. Hill in motion again, number 83 for the first time. Flowers will throw. Does so. Great leaping catch at the 46-yard line of the Rainbows by Brian Comer. 17-yard gain. He's the transfer from California. Has a degree in communications from California and 1 year of eligibility. He decides to spend it at Northridge. Great catch.
Great catch by him. Last week he had 9. He also played junior college football at LA Valley Junior College, where head coach Jim Fenwick, so went to California and said, hey, I want to play for that guy again because he throws the football.
They give him forward progress only to the 48-yard line. First down. Ball again is given to Clark, steps out of a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and then is swarmed under as he moves inside the 45-yard line. Good blocking up front by Northridge. Last year, Flowers had an outstanding year also. He got stronger as the year went on. As we look at this Budweiser fact, he passed for over 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, leading the Matadors to a 7-4 record. Second down, about 4.5. Ball just outside the Rainbow 42. Flowers looks sideline, throws sideline, incomplete. It was intended for Brian Comer. Covering on the play for the Rainbows was Donnell Williams. They may pick on Williams early. Williams had some difficulty in the early moments against Minnesota last week. And that will bring up a big third down here for Northridge. I have been very impressed with the blocking scheme in that offensive line for Northridge.
That last previous play, Northridge picked up an entire blitz by the Rainbows. Successful also last week in picking up the blitz against Boise State.
Triple wide receiver to the near side. No huddle offense. Third down, 4.5. From the Rainbow 42, audibilizing is Flowers. Looks to the sideline, nothing there. They sack him. Back at the 49-yard line, and we have a penalty flag. Gonzalez was there, along with Doug Roosevelt, also Brian Chapman. Good team sack that time by the Rainbows. They had 6 sacks last week against Minnesota. Face mask, however, against the Rainbows. That will give Northridge a first down.
This is the Rainbows coming in full speed against the quarterback. Good defense down the field and defending the receivers, and a couple of guys got to him. The face mask might have been called against Doug Roosevelt. Quarterback Aaron Flowers was going down in the big arms of Bob Piggott.
Defense.
Bob Piggott.
Second down.
Instead of the first down, it was not called a flagrant face mask, so there is no first down. It remains third down and 4. Comer to the wide side along with Drew and Ogus. And to the near side is Aaron Arnold. Arnold caught 6 passes, number 18 for Northridge, caught 6 passes for 116 yards last week against Boise. Ron Wood has come in that defensive front. Eddie Kleneski has moved from free safety to corner now for the Rainbows. The officials still talking this over.
The other thing about this Northridge offense, they go with a no huddle. It's not a hurry up offense. It's not a 2-minute drill type offense. It's a no huddle.
Behind the line of scrimmage, go to the previous spot administration, be a first down.
There, previous spot, first down. See, when it's your first game as a referee, you want to be right. So first down for the Matadors. They've taken the opening kickoff, and they have driven now to the 37-yard line of the Rainbows. Very impressive here in the early going. 12:23 left to play in the first quarter.
It's not the best of times for the Rainbows to get a penalty. They get the sack a week ago against Minnesota. They had 8 penalties for 73 yards. This one timely in the way it was not good for Hawaii. 5
defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. Robbie Robinson joins that defensive backfield. First and 10 from the 37. Fake the play action. Has time. Throws for the end zone. And it is incomplete. We'll have interference. Interference on the Rainbows. The ball was intended for number 23, Mike Ogus, I believe. And he was interfered with. No doubt about that.
And back there for Hawaii, number 7, Chris Shinnick. Chris Shinnick standing there with the hands on his hips. he might be saying it was incidental contact, but that ball was aired out for Ogus. There's Shinnick putting the hands on him. Then their legs get tied up. He goes down. He gets the flag against the Rainbows.
Automatic first down, 15-yard penalty.
Holding, defense, during the pass, first down.
Instead of interference, they said holding.
So it was the initial contact with Shinnick and Ogus when they first went up. The referee threw the flag for Chris Shinnick grabbing on before Ogus went by him.
So still the first down. It moves to the 27-yard line of the Rainbows, that 10-yard penalty. And it will be first down for Northridge. Matadors look sharp. Ogus and Comer are flanked to the far side. Arnold and Hill to the near side. In motion comes Ogus. Ball is given up the middle to Clark. Clark still maneuvers, gets to the 20-yard line. Good gain on first down of 7 yards, second down and 3. Well, you talk about a game plan that has worked perfectly so far for Northridge. They have spread the Rainbow defense. They have put the defensive backs on islands all by themselves, and they are really effective offensively.
And then running the football makes them even that more dangerous. Norman Clark, their running back, he's 6 feet, 205 pounds. Last week, only 4 carries for 23 yards. That's a big run already in a critical situation.
He has 5 carries for 30 yards already on this drive. Ball is given on a delay. Hit at the line of scrimmage this time is Clark. And they wedge him to the turf. Kamuela Cobb Adams got him, number 51.
And Kamuela got him good. Number 51, Cobb Adams, watch the wrap. And a leg drive, that's how they coach him. That's how you coach a linebacker to make a stop. Get him in your grasp, give him a bear hug, keep the legs driving, and lift him and try and drive him back.
Third down and about 4. Homer and Hill are to the far side. To the near side is Arnold, and Clark remains a single setback behind Flowers. Quick pass. That is caught by Hill, and he is tripped up by Shinnick. That is short of the first down, and that will bring a 4th down for Northridge.
And that's a great individual effort by Chris Shinnick, because that play is almost impossible to defend. The quarterback takes a snap. It's a 1.5-step drop, quick out, and the receiver in front of him tries to set a screen and tries to block off the defender.
A little razzle-dazzle here. The offensive line set up to the left side. We are going to see, for the first time in this game, Manny Marquez. He is 5'2", 145-pound junior. He's got to be the littlest guy in NCAA Division I, 1AA, or 2. He kicks the field goal, and it is no good.
I think 5'2" is a stretch. Manny Marquez is a little guy. Last week he was busy, 9 of 9 on PATs.
So Marquez misses the field goal. Hawaii dodges the first offensive drive by Northridge. No score. 9:54 left in the first. Rainbows will have a 37-yard field goal. Missed by Manny Marquez. Marquez, 5'2", the junior from Santa Barbara, California, went to Bishop Diego High School in Santa Barbara. So he misses the field goal, and the Rainbows will have it for the first time. They are led by quarterback Tim Carey, 9 of 24, 72 yards, no touchdowns against Minnesota. He did score 1 touchdown rushing from about a foot out. In motion goes Kalama. And the ball is given to Quincy Jacobs. Jacobs from the 21-yard line gets out over the 25 and is halted short of the 30. Let's take a look at the Hawaii offensive line. Clem, Paulo, Oliveira, and Oliveira feeling better all the time. Krug and Noah, Kaulana Noah. And the skill positions, Kalama, Kane, Morris, Quincy Jacobs, and Mari Rowe. Calvin Mims now has joined Jacobs in that offensive backfield for the Rainbows. Carey looking sideline. Throws too high for Quincy Jacobs. Here's the defense for Northridge. Lazarovitz, Sibley, Amua, and Nordyke across that defensive front. Goodson, Green, and Pace are the linebackers. And the defensive backs, Heron, Day, Blakey, and Henry. Third down and 2 for the Rainbows. Ball is given to Quincy. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Breaking tackles. First down. Dan Lazarovitz there to make the stop. He's from Woodland Hills, California. Went to Taft High School in Woodland Hills. 6'4" senior.
And if you're a Rainbow football fan, you got to like what you just saw. The biggest problem they had last week was running on the interior part of their offensive line. Critical situation, 3rd and 2 to pick up the first down. Quincy Jacobs running up inside.
Morris and Kane are the wide receivers. First down from the 33. Pitch to the near side to Charles Tharp. Tharp in open territory. Breaking tackles at midfield. Tharp to the 41-yard line of Northwood. Big game. 26 yards by Tharp on his first carry. So Charles Tharp from Mountain View, California, comes into this game, and a huge gain for the Rainbows.
That's right. Simple pitch by quarterback Tim Carey. Charles Tharp turns it upfield. Then he runs over a would-be tackler, and the guy he just buried.
That's Jeremy Golden.
Jeremy Golden straight on his back.
First down for the Rainbows. Ball at the 41 of Northridge. Ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball is Quincy Jacobs, and he tiptoes, high steps to the 35-yard line of Northridge. And the Rainbow offensive line now starting to assert themselves as the Rainbows take it right back up the field against Northridge. No score, 8:19 left to play in the first quarter. Pete Sylvie there to make the stop. He's from Mission Viejo, California, number 43 for Northridge. Good gain on the play. Second down and 3 for the Rainbows. Morris and Jacobs are flanked to the left. To the right comes Kane and Kalama. On a delay to Quincy Jacobs. First down as he angles inside the 30-yard line. Excuse me, not Jacobs, but Mims. Calvin Mims carrying the ball. Mims carries for the first time. He's from Oak Park, Illinois. Went to Rowan College.
And Mims gets the carry here in the first quarter. A week ago in the fourth quarter when Charles Tharp had those 2 big runs against Minnesota, Mims is the guy who freed him up with 2 great blocks. And he gets rewarded this week with more playing time and the ball in his hands.
So Mims goes out, and Jacobs comes back in along with Maury Rowe. First down from the 28-yard line. This is Quincy Jacobs. He's hit by Goodson. Mark Goodson, the linebacker, 6'2", 235-pound senior. From San Leandro, California, went to Laney Junior College. 15 tackles against Boise State. And he led Northridge in tackles last year with 150. And he makes his presence known for the first time. That brings up second down and 14 for the Rainbows.
And no matter what division football you talk about, 1A, 1AA, NAIA, 150 tackles is 150 tackles.
Second down, long yardage, Quincy in motion. Flat pass to Quincy. Here comes Goodson. Goodson able to hit him. And that momentum carries him out of bounds. Short gain on the play. That'll bring up third down, long yardage.
And this is the rough area where the Rainbows need to pick up this long yardage. It's deep in Northridge territory. Their passing game hasn't been working as effective as they would like it. And it's a passing situation. Last week, Hawaii only 22% on offense on third down conversions.
Kane and Morris are the wide receivers. In motion goes Kalama, I should say. Ball is given up the middle to Tharp. Tharp knifes his way into the Northridge secondary and gets to about the 21. We'll see where they put it. Ron Almua from San Lorenzo, California, number 56. And Pete Sylvie again for the stop for Northridge. Eric Hannum has come in to try the field goal. Ball is resting on the 21. It will be a 31-yard attempt. Hannum in field goals 1 for 2. He had a 31-yarder last week against Minnesota. Macon puts the ball down. The kick is up. And that kick is good. 51-yard field goal. 6:17 left to play in the first quarter. Rainbows on the board, 3-0. We'll be back. 10 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes, 37 seconds of elapsed time. And I stand corrected. Instead of 31, it was a 38-yard field goal. Player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian Tel will make a contribution for scholarships to the University of Hawaii. Chad Trout will kick off for the Rainbows. They lead 3-0. 38-yard field goal by Hannum, Eric Hannum. Steve Forte, number 24, and Marcus Harvey, number 21, again deep. And this one is driven deep. Harvey 1 yard deep in the end zone behind the wedge. Harvey chased down and spun to the turf by Cornell Bobbitt, who played very well on special teams against Minnesota last week, number 36. And it will be first down for Northridge. Now adjustments come into play on the part of both teams, the Northridge offense and the Rainbow defense. Drew Hill and Brian Comer are to the wide side, along with Ogus. So triple wide receiver. Aaron Flowers, the quarterback. Coming back is Hill. Ball is given up the middle to Norman Clark. Clark tries to explore the Rainbow secondary. And a very short gain. From the 20 to the 23, second down and 7. Amuela Cobb Adams there to make the stop. Tony Tuioti also helped out, number 92. Second down and 7. Double wide receiver now to the near side. And 5 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. Ogus goes in motion. Flowers to throw with time. Coming back for the ball. That is complete to Comer. And Comer is wrapped up by the green shirts after he gets the first down at the 32-yard line. Robbie Robinson was there initially, and then Ben Bright came flying up to help out.
It was actually excellent execution by the Matadors. Flowers put some zip on it to Comer, and there defensively for Hawaii, Al Hunter was draped all over Comer. Al Hunter made a play on the football, and Comer held on to the football.
First down for Northridge. Flowers again, sideline pattern, incomplete, intended for Drew Hill. Second down and 10. He was covered by Shinnick.
Besides being left out in space defensively for the Rainbows, it's hard to get your footing correct when you play against an offense like this, because if you get flat-footed, you get beat going deep. If you come up and try and play them short, they can turn it up real quick, and everything in this offense happens quick. Nothing more than a quick 3-step drop. That's why if you blitz the guy, if you blitz the offense, the quarterback gets rid of the football, and the chances of you getting burned are that much greater.
Flowers 3 of 5, 28 yards, second down and 10. Rainbows may have jumped offside, or somebody may have moved. Paul Sauter may have moved on that offensive line. We'll see whether the Rainbows made contact earlier. Here comes referee Wright.
Prior to the snap, defense, offside.
Yeah, it was actually a heads-up play by David Girolamo, because Sam Collins on the right side of your screen, he jumps offside. When he jumps offside, the center snaps the football. Nobody else moves because it wasn't the correct count, but the center was heads up, saw the defender come across the line of scrimmage and snap the ball to the quarterback. Automatic flag against defense.
Second down and 5. Line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. Flowers looking. Checks off left, now throws right sideline, incomplete. Hill was open. He was about to catch that ball in a bucolic field of flowers. From Flowers. Didn't go. Couldn't hold on.
And Flowers had some pressure on him. He's dropping back. A couple of green shirts, Tony Tuioti, Sam Collins, they punish him. He gets the football away real quick, and Drew Hill coming back to the huddle. No doubt the quarterback will say, brother, you've got to help me out.
Another defensive back comes into the game for the Rainbows. 5 defensive backs now. In motion is Hill. Third down and 5 for Northridge. Flowers looking, throws over the middle. That is incomplete, almost picked off by Doug Rosevold. It was intended for Aaron Arnold. So that will be 4th down, and coming into punt is Brian Walker. He punted twice last week, 39.5-yard average. His longest punt was 42. Eddie Klineski backs up. Standing at the 25-yard line. Klineski is dangerous. Wobbler. Klineski, no fair catch. Takes it at the 20, to the 30, to the 40. Midfield. Klineski is wrapped up by the punter, Brian Walker. Excellent return. 33-yard return by Eddie Klineski.
And most return people, that arm would have been waving because 2 white jerseys were right in front of Eddie Klineski. He takes it, ducks under, and turns it upfield. But now he's going to kick himself because the punter made the tackle.
4:35 left to play in the first quarter. 3-0 Rainbows over the Matadors of Northridge. So the Rainbows will take over offensively at that point. Johnny Macon is flanked to the left. And Robert Kempert of Maui is to the right. Terry looking with time. Throws. Kempert comes back. Gets it at the 28. Gets inside the 25 to the 24. Second reception of the season. He had 1 reception last week for only 4 yards against Minnesota. This one much more productive.
And if Robert Kempert keeps his feet, anytime he catches a football afterwards, after the catch, he becomes a dangerous guy because in high school on Maui, he was Mr. Everything as a running back.
Given forward progress to the 25, it will be 1st down for the Rainbows at the 25 of Northridge. Single setback. Jacobs back to pass. Carey looking left. Now throws. That's complete to the 10-yard line to Johnny Macon. Boy, Carey just has all kinds of time. 15-yard gain following that 18-yard completion to Kempert. He comes right back with a 15-yarder to Johnny Macon.
Rainbows offensively overload the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends in the football game. Lon Kalama, number 22, also number 82, Gary Ellison. Hard for the Matadors to do anything against the big boys of Hawaii up front.
One of the Matadors is down. That's Jeremy Golden. Golden getting to play tonight because Howard Henry and Vito Clemente, the defensive backs and the safeties, they were injured. And now it appears Golden is shaken up. Hopefully he can come back. Carey 3 of 4 now, 37 yards in passing. So the Rainbows have the ball at the Matador 10-yard line. Kempert and Macon are to the far side. Mims has come into the backfield along with Jacobs. This is Jacobs. No hold there. He may be thrown for a loss. He is. Rainbows trying to angle off the left side. That will bring up 2nd down. They do have the ability to get a 1st down before the goal line. That's inside the 1.
Nothing happening on the left side of the Rainbows offensive line, and Quincy Jacobs gets stuffed in his own backfield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white jerseys get to touch him.
Kempert and Macon are flanked now to the right side. Ball again is given to Quincy Jacobs, trying to high step inside the 10. Very short game. Mark Goodson plugged it up nicely for Northridge.
See, and the thing that the Rainbows have tried to work on offensively with the running game is not being able to run just to run. It's being able to run when you need to run. Being able to run the football when you want to run the football. Rainbows want to run the football in this situation because the field has shrunken now. The ball's on the 10-yard line. The end zone's not that far away. Pass patterns become a lot harder to run, a lot less effective. To run the football, the Rainbows need to run it up the gut.
That is not Chris Hughes. They had a number change right before the game. That's Tyrone Gunn out of Washington High School in Los Angeles, transferred to Northridge from Arizona. Gunn twisting an ankle or a knee. Hopefully it is not serious. They will sit him down. 3rd down for the Rainbows as the Northridge Matadors have become very stubborn inside the 10-yard line. Macon and Kempert are the wide receivers. Mims and Jacobs, the running backs. Throw to the corner, and and Kalama cannot hold on. They'll bring up 4th down. Will we see Mr. Hannum again? We do have a penalty flag in the backfield.
It's a good look at quarterback Tim Carey. He can throw a much prettier football. Usually he throws them on a tight spiral. That time Lon Kalama trying to make the catch while staying inbound.
Interference on the Bows. Well, the Rainbows just rushed down the field. Huge clumps of yardage. They got to the 10-yard line, and Northridge just turned very stubborn. Talking to Mark Goodson, the defensive captain. And interference called on the Bows. That'll move the ball back outside the 20.
Interference, offense, repeat 3rd down.
It's not going to sit well with Hawaii head coach Fred Van Appen. The Rainbows don't either pick up the 1st down or pick up the touchdown because it's an opportunity. The one thing that had a bug with the coach last week was missed opportunities against Minnesota. He was happy they won, but there were many missed opportunities.
It is 3rd down. And 24 to go at the 24. Carey pump fakes, now throws into the end zone. That is intercepted by Benny Herron. Herron will try to run it out, and he spilled in the end zone. And they say that is a touchback.
I hate to say it. That's stupid. He makes the pick in the end zone. He travels about 25 yards left to right. Tim Carey overthrowing Charles Stark. The guy on the far left of your screen is the guy who makes the pick. That's Benny Herron. Now watch him run crazy. Now, if he was lucky enough to get out of the end zone, he gets tackled on the 1. Northridge gets the football on the 1-yard line. He gets stopped in the end zone, luckily for Northridge, because they get the ball now as a touchback on the 20-yard line.
So it'll be 1st down for Northridge, and they have held off the Rainbows here. 2:29 left to play in the 1st quarter. 1st down for Northridge. Aaron Flowers, the quarterback. Jahi Arnold has come into the game, number 20. Single setback. Drew Hill in motion for Northridge. Keeping the ball is Arnold. Sets up, throws long over the middle. That is dropped by Aaron Arnold. Ball was thrown slightly behind him, but he was open. 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Let's go down to Brooks Bear for an injury report. Brooks.
Well, the first injury of the Knights belonged to the Matadors. They got 2 guys on the defensive side of the ball that have been injured, but both guys will be back. Number 47, Jeremy Golden, a DB. He's got a stinger in his shoulder. He'll probably go back into the game soon. And Tyrone Dunn, number 13, just declared eligible. He's got a slight ankle sprain, but he'll be back too.
2nd down and 10. Thanks, Brooks. 2nd down and 10 for Northridge. Ball is given up the middle. This is Jahi Arnold. And he twists his body and wills his way to the 25-yard line. Matt Paul, number 47, undercut him there. Paul from Anaheim, California, went to Servite High School. So Jahi Arnold, 10 rushes for 50 yards last week against Boise State and 2 touchdowns. His longest run from scrimmage. Speaking of Jahi Arnold, 20 yards. In motion again, Drew Hill. He's run about a mile by now. Long way to go in this game. Here come the Rainbows. Cobb Adams, the ball is loose, and the Rainbows may have it. Recovered by Brian Chapman. Boy, you could see that coming. Pamuela Cobb Adams. And he had his sights on the quarterback, Flowers. He knocks the ball away, and Brian Chapman comes in to recover.
Cobb Adams last week had 2 sacks against Minnesota. His first one here. Not only did he get to the quarterback, heads-up play, he sees the football in Flowers' arm. And Flowers triggers it to cock it and tries to let it go. And Cobb Adams, with his right paw, knocks it out, recovered by Hawaii. Turnover to make up the turnover that the offense just gave away a couple of minutes ago.
So the Rainbows have it at the 18-yard line. Another golden opportunity. Morris is flanked to the far side. And to the near side is Eleo Kane. Ball is given to Quincy Jacobs. And Jacobs able to maneuver to the 15-yard line. 1:27 left to play in the first quarter. 3-0 Rainbows. 8-yard field goal by Eric Hannum. Ronald Almour made the stop there from San Lorenzo, California. Went to Chabot Junior College, number 56 for Northridge. Here come the Rainbows. Double wide receiver to the near side. Mari Rowe along with Jacobs. It is Jacobs. Jacobs to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. We have a penalty flag. So hold everything. Penalty flag. The cannons go off, but they may be ill-informed.
And late. Cannons go off late, and the guy wearing the black and white stripes is standing near the 20-yard line.
Oh, it's on Northridge. Well, the cannons were right.
But late. Straight give to Quincy Jacobs. Quincy was going to follow big fullback Bowie Rowe.
Offsides, touchdown.
Except he cut it back towards the right side, saw a crease he could fit into, gets into the crease, breaks off a couple of would-be tacklers, and fights his way into the end zone.
Second touchdown for the Rainbows rushing this season. And the first touchdown for Quincy Jacobs. Jacobs from Thousand Oaks, California. Transfer to Hawaii from Stanford. So Hannum will come in to try the extra point out of the hold of Macon. It is 9-0 Rainbows. Tyler Tanagawa is the long snapper. Macon puts the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. 57 seconds left to play in the first half. An exchange, an interception by the Rainbows, and a fumble by Northridge. And the Rainbows come out with the benefit of that on that exchange of turnovers. They get the 15-yard touchdown run by Quincy Jacobs, and they lead at 10-0.
And now the equation is even out. The Rainbows had a missed opportunity. They got the football deep in Northridge territory. Matadors come up with an interception of Tim Carey in the end zone. And the Rainbows come back. They answer that turnover with a turnover of their own. Kamuela Cobb-Adams gets to the quarterback, Aaron Flowers, knocks the football loose. Brian Chapman recovers. And then this time, the Rainbows take advantage of the opportunity. Quincy Jacobs, nice inside run against the Matadors. Ran through a couple of arm tackles, fought his way to the end zone. His first touchdown of the year.
Rainbows 18 yards in 2 plays. That 15-yard touchdown run by Jacobs. We point out the fact that Boise State last week had a 16-0 lead in the first half, before Northridge all of a sudden started to strike with thunder and lightning time and time again. And the Rainbows know, and they've been coached this week, that they cannot have that attitude. They cannot half-step on this field.
And that Boise State football team is not a pushover football team. Last year, the Rainbows played Boise State, barely beat the Broncos. The Matadors last week go up to score 63 points. And this week, Boise State gives a fight to Wisconsin. Wisconsin opened the season as a nationally ranked football team, and today they were almost taken by the Broncos. The Badgers beating Boise State 28-24.
And that's on the road. That's at Camp Randall Stadium in Wisconsin. Kicking off will be Chad Shrouds. Forte and Harvey are deep. It will go to Harvey on the 7. Harvey trying to get outside. Turns upfield over the 20, gets to the 26 where he is surrounded, and finally mashed. Bernard Santamaria from San Francisco, California, credited with the stop on the Rainbow special teams. So now Northridge down 10-0. Ball is resting at the 26. Aaron Flowers at quarterback. Norman Clark comes back in as the single setback. Double wide receiver to the left. Single coverage on those wide receivers. Quick pattern. That is complete to Aaron Arnold out over the 30. And Arnold to the 34-yard line. Chris Shinnick and Robbie Robinson there to double team him. Quick pattern there, Robert.
And number 53 for Hawaii, Brian Chapman, was about a foot away, one step away from getting his paw on the football. Nice tight shot of Arnold against Robbie Robinson, who did not play a week ago against Minnesota because of a twisted ankle.
2nd down and 2 for Northridge. Rainbows come up and show very little cushion this time to the wide receivers. Eric Carpenter, number 14 in the game now for Northridge. Take the play action draw, throw up the middle to Carpenter. Fingertip, no, can't hold on. At the 35-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter. The Rainbows leading 10-0, but Northridge still very potent.
The Bows up 10-0 as we enter the second quarter, and everyone understandably upbeat down here on the sidelines. But I tell you what, the coaches are not forgetting that this Matador team was down 16-0 last week to Boise State, and then came back and scored 63 points. So they're cautiously optimistic, cautiously upbeat right now.
Okay, thanks, Brooks. We begin the second quarter with a reminder that 3 of Flowers' 6 incomplete passes have been due to drops by his wide receivers. They have been open. 3rd down and 2 from the 34-yard line as we begin quarter number 2. Rainbows up 10-0. In motion is Eric Carpenter, number 14. He's being mirrored and marked by Kleneski. Audibilizing is Flowers. 6 seconds to snap the ball. Flowers short drop, sideline pattern. That is incomplete. Kleneski and Carpenter. You saw that matchup coming. Good hit by Kleneski from behind. That brings up 4th down.
Eddie Kleneski with another big hit. And notice at the line of scrimmage, in the box area, that's what head coach, defensive coordinator Don Lindsay calls the box area. Right across the line of scrimmage, all the down linemen, the outside linebackers step up, and the inside linebackers right up near line of scrimmage. 7 players for the Rainbows that time. Defensive backs, man-to-man coverage, Eddie Kleneski. Excellent execution.
Ryan Walker will punt. Rainbow setting up a return. Here's Eddie Kleneski waiting. Now he calls for the fair catch, and he takes it at the 27 or 28-yard line. And it will be 1st down for the Rainbows at that point. 38-yard punt by Brian Walker. Here's our game sketch so far. 10-0. Rainbows of Hawaii. Turnovers. Northridge 1, that's the fumble, and the Rainbows the interception. Jacobs, the running back, 8 rushes, 35 yards, and 1 touchdown. That touchdown, a 15-yard run. 1st down for the Rainbows. The ball at the 28. Carey to throw all day. Carey still looking. Throws sideline. That is complete. Leaping catch by Eleu Kane. He had time to take a real estate license test back there.
He had all night to make it, to throw that football. Tim Carey rolling out, poised, nobody around him. And Leo Kane, a walk-on to the Rainbow football program, who is not on scholarship but starting. Number 63 for Hawaii, Adrian Clem. Watch him go head up. He's going head up against Dan Lazarovitz, who's 6'4", 245 pounds.
Carey to throw again. Pocket breaks down. He's in trouble. Turns the corner. Gets to the 34 and just gets hammered. On 2nd down and short yardage. Kalian Green, number 5, really nailed him.
And you can hear the crowd oohing and eyeing because it looks like, watch the end of the play, Tim Carey jumps out of bounds and stops his momentum, stops moving, then he gets popped. Then over to the whistle blows.
3rd down for the Rainbows. 3rd down and 4. They have the ball at the 34-yard line. They have to go to the 38 for the 1st down. Kane to the far side. To the near side is John Kirby, number 87. Looking left. Carey throws. That's complete. 1st down at midfield to Gary Ellison, the tight end. The tight end. Boy, over the years, we have said tight end probably once, twice over the last 10 years. 16-yard gain for the Rainbows. Finally, the tight end comes to fruition in this offense. Rainbows were running the spread offense. They had no tight end. So first down for Hawaii at midfield. Kirby flanked to the far side. And to the near side appears to be Josh Hawkins. Blitzing is Goodson. Throw by Carey. Hawkins over his hands too high. And then Benny Herron again couldn't hold on to the interception. If there has been one criticism of Carey, it's that his passes sometimes lack authority, and two, he overthrows his receivers. That was an example of it there because Hawkins was wide open.
That time Tim Carey did get the ball a bit high, but still, Josh Hawkins, when he comes into the football game, cannot let a football go through his two hands. Granted, it was a bit high. He went up and got it. He had two hands on it. Rainbows are not a good enough team to let those opportunities go by them.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Carey, sideline pattern, coming back forward is Morris. Circles to the 40, and then he is double teamed there. Just short of the first down. And we have a late flag coming in from the secondary. Jerry Golden, who is back in the game for Northridge, and Shane Blakey, I should say, there to make the stop for Northridge. Here's referee Wright. Ooh, personal foul against the Rainbows. And that came in after the play, really.
Okay, watch now the left side of your screen on the replay. This is after the play is over. There's some extracurricular activity. That is Kaulana Noah running over a Matador defender.
That was called from a long way off. Now we'll bring up 3rd down. Long yardage for the Rainbows. 13-18 left to play in the first half. Hawaii up 10-0. 3rd and 16 from the 44-yard line. Carey to throw. 3-man pattern. Throws. That is complete to Ellison again. And that's a first down at the 35-yard line. 22-yard gain.
And a good effort by Gary Ellison because Jeremy Golden was playing some pretty good defense. And as soon as the football got to the hands of Gary Ellison, Golden put a hit on him, popped him, jarred him, and Ellison still held on to the football.
So the ball inside the 35, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Rainbows. Johnny Macon in the game now at wide receiver. He is flanked to the far side. Robert Kempert to the near side. Maury Rowe, Quincy Jacobs in the backfield. In motion comes Lon Kalama. Ball is given to Jacobs trying to get outside. Turns the corner and gets to the 30-yard line. Brennan Swanson there to make the stop. He's from number 52 for Northridge. He's from Santa Ynez, California. Went to Santa Ynez Valley High School. Had 9 tackles last week against Boise State. Number 52 for the Matadors. Ball at the 31, 2nd and 7. 10-0 Hawaii. 12:06 left to play in the first half. Pitch. Jacobs on a reverse. Doesn't work. Robert Kempfert diagnosing that play is Dan Lazarovitz. Boy, Lazarovitz was in there, and Kempfert never really had a chance on the reverse.
And Robert Kempfert, by the time he got the football from Quincy Jacobs, there was nothing he could do. He takes the handoff, and Lazarovitz was there waiting for him. Also there, Ronald Aumua putting down Robert Kempfert.
3rd down, 13 for the Rainbows. See if they can convert on another 3rd down situation. Kempert is flanked to the far side. Morris to the near side. Carey to throw. Throws over the middle. That's complete to Maury Rowe. Wide open at the 30. Does he have enough for the first down? I do not think so. He will be short by about a half a yard. And the Rainbows here, I mean, everyone here says, hey, 4th down, you've got to go for it.
The Rainbows are cheering for him. You might as well go for it. Watch the punishment at the end. 47 in white, Jeremy Golden. Meet 270-pound fullback Maury Rowe. That's a pop.
Carey much better this week now in passing, 8 of 12 for 100 yards. And 1 interception. It is 4th down. Quincy Jacobs is the lone setback. 4th down, about 2 feet. Jacobs stumbles. Did his knee touch? Did his knee touch? If it did, Northridge has the ball. The hole was there. He could have gotten much more than just the yard needed for the 1st down. They will put it down. And if they measure where the ball is right now, they may be short. I think they're short.
And that's a big old turf monster tackle, because the hole was there for Quincy Jacobs. As a chain gang comes onto the field.
They're short, Robert. Yeah.
The Rainbows have come up short. Quincy Jacobs got the football, stumbled into the line of scrimmage. Had he kept his feet, big yards.
10:29 left to play in the first half. 10-0 Hawaii over Cal State Northridge. More to come. Rainbow fans, now you can take home Jumbo's famous original island-style fried Simon and cook it on your own. It's always been a question. If it's fried, is it cooked already? We have to find that out.
We got to find that one out.
It's inexpensive and easy to prepare with its own sauce base. Hawaii's #1 broke-the-mouth fried Simon Jumbos at Mapunapuna and at most local supermarkets and grocers.
It is fully cooked, isn't it? So if you...
It could be overdone.
It's like if you go to a bakery and buy a cake, you got to go home and bake them on.
5 defensive backs in the game. 1st down from the 25. Now make that 6 defensive backs. Throw long. Wide open is number 23, Ogus. Ogus at the 30. Ogus being chased. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Northridge. 75-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Flowers to Mike Ogus. And we have a penalty flag that has been thrown.
That's an opportunity cashed in for the Matadors. They stop.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Northridge.
Matadors get the break when the Rainbows do not convert on 4th down. And then Mike Ogus gets behind Al Hunter. And Flowers, if you get open, he'll get you the football. And the dive into the end zone. And for some reason, the white handkerchief comes flying out. If it's for the dive into the end zone, that's a ridiculous call.
Yes. Here's referee Wright.
After the score, unsportsmanlike on the offense, a touchdown, foul to be administered on the try.
Remember last year they had the penalty on the kickoff. That's been changed this year. They're going to have it on the extra point. So the touchdown is allowed. 75-yard pass from Aaron Flowers to Mike Ogus. Ogus from Huntington Beach, California. Went to Edison High School and Rancho Santiago College. But when he caught that ball, he was alone.
And I hope he said something, because if the flag is for him diving into the end zone and that to be considered showboating, he was getting away from defenders.
Manny Marquez kicking the extra point from a long way off. And this game, it's now 10 for Hawaii, 7 for Northridge as they strike suddenly, lethally up the near sideline.
Now here's that touchdown again. Mike Ogus at the end of his 75-yard score. Watch the referee, the side judge, right there. As soon as Ogus dives into the end zone, he reaches in and grabs the yellow thing, throws the flag for diving into the end zone. That's a ridiculous call. From what I've been told here, there's a liaison downstairs who says a rule in college football is you cannot dive into the end zone. How absurd. That has got to be the stupidest rule known to mankind.
That is a rule according to the NCAA. You cannot dive into the end zone. You have to run the ball into the
There
end
are
zone.
2 guys on his tail. Chris Wood was there for Hawaii and a couple other green jerseys. He dives in to make sure none of those guys dive at him and possibly knock his ankles together and knock him down. Stupid rule.
I gave him an 8-2 on the dive. I thought it was pretty good. Kickoff will go to Charles Tharp. And Tharp gets bumped at the 20, keeps going, and then it's nailed at about the 24-yard line where it will be first down for the Rainbows. You know, after 75 yards running up the field and you cannot dive into the end zone, wow.
Next rules committee, they're going to make a rule you can't hit in football anymore. That's how stupid that rule is.
Great play by Mike Ogus. It's his longest reception ever, and it is the longest touchdown pass of the year for Aaron Flowers. Last week, he had a 59-yard touchdown pass against Boise State. Now he has a 75-yard touchdown pass against Hawaii. Northridge is back in this game. First down for the Rainbows at the 24. Carey looking left, chased out of the pocket. Now throws. That's complete to Kalama. Kalama at the 30. Kalama bumped ahead for the first down. Lon Kalama from Kapolei, Hawaii, went to Ricks Junior College. 6-footer, 225-pound senior. He caught 1 pass for 4 yards last week against Minnesota, an 11-yard gain. First down for Hawaii. Let's see if Hawaii can answer back here.
And throughout his career, Lon Kalama usually played running back. In high school at Kamehameha, in junior college, played tight end as a Pop Warner football player. And this time, the need for this football team was for him to be at tight end.
First down from the 35 for the Rainbows. Carey again to throw. Look out. They have him. And Carey is sacked. Coming off the edge that time was Brent Nordyke. And Brent Nordyke, 6'4", 230, the junior from Tarzana, California. Went to Crespi High School and LA Valley College. Boy, he was there in a hurry.
He got there quick off the edge. Nobody touched him. He had a straight line to the quarterback, Tim Carey. Now, the Rainbows offensively had made improvement over a week ago. Last week, on the offensive side of the ball, 1 touchdown and 6 trips inside Gopher territory. Tonight, 1 touchdown and 4 trips into Northridge territory.
Second down and 21 from the shotgun. Carey with time throws. That's complete to Kalama, spinning for the first down at the 46-yard line. 22-yard gain. So the Rainbows garner a first down here. Donnell Day there to make the stop. He's out of San Diego Morse High School. Number 30 for Northridge.
Tim Carey to Lon Kalama, and that's effort. It's effort by the tight end to get that first down. Makes the catch, puts on the spin move to try and slip a would-be Matador tackler, and picks up the first down for the Rainbows. 4
wide receivers for the Rainbows. Single setback. Carey on the draw play. Gives the ball up the middle to Anthony Diesso. Diesso coming to the Rainbows from Glendale Junior College. And he is stopped after a short gain by Pete Sylvie. And another Northridge player is down. 8:35 left to play in the first half. 10-7 Rainbows. An electrifying 75-yard touchdown pass and run from Flowers to Ogus. And Ogus is penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct for diving into the end zone.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Just completely ridiculous.
Frank Pace is down, number 8. He's from Sacramento, California. Went to Sacramento City College. We do not make light of his injury, but he is the 5th Cal State Northridge player to leave the game due to injury. Some have returned.
There was talk after the success last week defensively for the Rainbow football team. There was some talk. They didn't want to say it before it happened because they didn't want to be responsible for the jinx, but we'll tell you about that just a little bit later.
More to come. Rainbows up by 3. The Foodland Scholar Athlete of the Week is Rainbow football player Chris Shinnick. Chris, a National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame Scholar Athlete, achieved a grade point average of 4.0 while working toward a degree at the University of Hawaii in Communications. We congratulate him. And we wish Frank Pace well, as he very gingerly is escorted off the AstroTurf here at Aloha Stadium. As we mentioned, he is from Sacramento, California, 6'1", 228, a senior. So hopefully this is not a serious injury.
Strong pace, looking to be favoring his left side, his leg or foot or knee problem. He lay motionless for a while there. Looked kind of scary while he was lying on the turf.
We will resume the game. 10-7 Rainbows. Second down and 8. The ball at the Rainbow 49-yard line. Macon and Kane are wide. The rain is visiting us. Coming out of the Ko'olau range. In motion is Quincy Jacobs. Shovel pass up the middle to Mims. And Mims has the first down. As he's able to really take a page out of the Northridge book. And move it to the 42-yard line of Northridge. Angelo Garza and Mark Goodson there to make the stop.
Now, success on that play comes first from the quarterback. He has to sell the defense that he's rolling out, dropping back to throw the football. When he commits a couple of players defensively to look at him, then he just slightly dump it off up inside to running back Calvin Mims. Mims turns it up, bangs a few bodies, and gets the first down.
7:59 left to play in the first half. Back to pass again. The Rainbow quarterback. The throw intercepted. This could be a touchdown. That ball intercepted up the near sideline. And going into the end zone. Let's see. We'll get his number. And that's Jeremy Golden. Remember Jeremy Golden, who was run over by the Rainbows on a couple of occasions? 65-yard pass interception for the touchdown. But wait a minute. We have a penalty flag.
And Jeremy Golden almost got stupid near the end of that play.
Was he going to dive?
Yeah, maybe he thought about diving. It's why he tried to slow up and stop near the goal line. He stops right at the goal line area.
On the offense, decline, touchdown.
2 huge plays. And the Rainbow coaching staff said this is a team that loves to make huge plays. 75-yard touchdown pass to Mike Ogus. 65-yard touchdown reception by Jeremy Golden. And his return was golden for Northridge. Manny Marquez. Little Manny. Let's see if they go for 2 here. They'll come across. Rainbows did this for years when they were running the spread offense. Brian Comer will hold. Mark Goodson is the deep snapper for Northridge, who now enjoys the lead. We'll see by how much. Kick is up, and it is good. 14 for Northridge and 10 for the Rainbows. 2 huge plays. That is the second interception thrown in this game by Tim Carey.
Tim Carey in the pocket. The intended receiver is tight end Gary Ellison. Golden steps right in front of him. Watch near the goal line now. He tries to slow up, showboat just a little. Ellison reaches in, knocks the football out, almost did a Leon Lett, and almost gave it right back to the Rainbows. If he had done that, wow, would he have been chewed by head coach Jim Fenwick. But he gets the touchdown. Credit Gary Ellison, never gave up on the play, chasing him down, reach in, paw at the football, knock it free, right as Golden gets to the end zone.
So now it is the Rainbows looking up. They trail 14-10. Remember what we said. The Rainbows were up 10-0. You go back to last week against Boise State. You let down 1 iota against this Northridge team, and they will sting you. And the Rainbows have been stung twice. Kemford and Charles Tharp are deep. Manny will kick off for Northridge. 7:44 left to play in the first half. Kickoff will go to Tharp. Up the sidelines. Tharp out over the 30. Let's go down to Brooks Bear for an injury report. Brooks.
Well, Northridge, they get a touchdown and a lead, but bad news for them. Their linebacking core is 1 down right now. Frank Pace, number 8, injured a few plays ago. He is on the bench right now. They're applying ice to his knee. We're told he has a significant, unfortunately, a significant knee injury. He's not going to be back, done for the night.
Yeah, that's sad to hear. First down for the Rainbows. The ball is at the 34-yard line. They trail 14-10. The Matadors up. Tim Carey to throw. And that is complete to Kalama. Kalama at midfield. That's a first down. Excuse me, not Kalama, but Wesley Morris. Morris, number 12, made that reception. Put the ball down at the 49.
Now, this is where your quarterback for the Rainbows, Tim Carey, mentally has to become like a defensive back. If you get beat as a defensive back, you're coached, you're taught to just forget about it. Tim Carey has to forget about throwing that interception for a touchdown for the other guys and get his offense rolling.
First down from midfield. Rolling to the near side is Tim Carey. Rolling to the far side is Tim Carey. Throws back over the middle. That's complete to Tharp at the 40. And he is bent forward to the 36-yard line. Jeremy Golden there to make the stop. What a scramble. 13-yard gain for the Rainbows and a first down.
Now, Tim Carey went left. Tim Carey turned around, went right. Watch after he releases the football. Oh. Tim Carey got popped by Mark Goodson, and Charles Tharp at the end of the play got popped as well, big time.
Ball at the 36-yard line of Northridge. This has turned into a real battle. 14 for Northridge, 10 for the Rainbows, and another player being helped off. That's Ronald Almoor from Northridge, helped to the side. So the Matadors really have taken it on the chin, but they lead in this game, 14-10. The Rainbows have been able to go between the 20s, but they have only scored one touchdown, that on a 15-yard run by Quincy Jacobs. Morris, triple wide receivers now to the near side. Short drop, chased out of the pocket is Carey. They sack him. What a play. Excellent play by Brett Nordyke. That's the second time that Nordyke has showed up from that edge.
From the far side of your screen, Nordyke coming up inside fullback Maury Rowe. Nordyke stepped inside of Maury Rowe's left shoulder, got inside between Rowe and the quarterback, and chased down Tim Carey quick-like.
This is the Rainbows' 6th straight drive into Cal State Northridge territory. They've come away with 10 points, 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. Kane is flanked to the far side. To the near side is Morris. Splitbacks now behind Carey. In motion goes Jacobs. Carey throws. This is complete to Kane. Kane breaking tackles. Gets inside the 35-yard line. Mark Goodson there to make the stop. Goodson is everywhere. He is very ubiquitous the way he plays football.
We talked about his numbers from a week ago. 15 tackles, 13 of those unassisted. Also had 2 tackles for losses. Caused a fumble, recovered a fumble that led to a touchdown. Also broke up a pass and was in on a sack for the Matadors defense.
3rd down and 7. Big 3rd down play here for the Rainbows. Kane and Morris to the near side. In motion goes Jacobs. They overload the left. Rolling left is the quarterback, Carey. Carey short of the first down, but we have a penalty flag. Brennan Swanson chased him down. Credit the defensive backs for Northridge. Nothing really opened up as Carey rolled to the near side. So here's referee Wright in his inaugural game as a referee. He wears the white cap. He's the boss. He's talking to Goodson. That is not a good sign for the Rainbows.
Illegal formation, offense, decline, 4th down.
So 4th down for the Rainbows. They gambled once before on 4th down. That's when Jacobs stumbled short. Eric Hannum will come in. Carey 14 of 18 for 187 yards, but 2 interceptions, 1 for a 65-yard touchdown. They will put the ball at the 37. This will be a 47-yard attempt by Hannum. This is huge. Kick is on its way. Has the distance, but it's hooking And it will hook to the left. That's been Hannum's trouble. 4:59 left to play in this first half. That's time for Northridge to get their offense going again. Remember the last time they were on offense, 75-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Flowers to Mike Ogus. And that man right there, Fred Von Oppen, is not pleased.
Has that look of disgust on his face because of a couple of missed opportunities and opportunities cashed in by Northridge.
Rainbows start defensively with 5 defensive backs. Jahi Arnold, number 20, the single setback. Triple wide receiver to the near side for Northridge. 1st and 10 from the 30. Flowers to throw. Oh, has time. Now throws. That is complete to Comer. And Comer is enveloped by the Rainbow defense. Eddie Kleneski getting there first, along with Kamuela Cobb-Adams. 4:43 left to play in the first half. Remember, this Northridge team was down 10-0. They've come back to take the lead 14-10. Ball is given on a delay. No, kept by the quarterback. What a fake by Flowers, but he throws it up the near side. Credit the Rainbows. They didn't go for that fake in the secondary. But carrying out that fake was Arnold. Arnold came up into the middle and was juke stepping around. And having the ball all the time was Flowers.
Rainbow's playing heads up defensively. Their cornerbacks, their defensive backs, most of the game in man-to-man coverage, except for the one big play, they've pretty much shut down the Northridge receiving corps.
3rd down, 5.5. Jahe Arnold short of the first down. Rainbow's able to track him. Doug Rosefold there, along with Kamuela Cobb-Adams.
Started talking about the defense a couple of minutes ago. Last week against Minnesota, they held them to no touchdowns in the game. That's the first time in 27 games Rainbows have done that. There was talk today about if they get on a roll offensively, their defense can really put the clamps on, but the big play negated that. We didn't want to mention it because we didn't want to be responsible for the jinx.
Excellent punt by Walker, taken by Kleneski. No fair catch. He's in trouble. Breaks one tackle, tries to get to the near side, and he runs into his own man. So Donnell Day got into the mix master, and Kleneski goes down inside the 20-yard line. We'll see where they put the ball. In the last 5+ quarters, Hawaii's offense has scored just 20 points on 12 drives into opponent's territory and have missed 2 field goals. One last week and one tonight. .338 left to play in the first half. Rainbows, I believe they've been stunned by this. 75-yard touchdown pass, 65-yard pass interception, 14 points. Northridge leading 14-10. Tim Carey, the split backs behind him, Tharp and Mims. Tharp goes in motion. Carey rolling. Throws. That is almost picked off by Jeremy Golden. Golden, he is either up on cloud 9 or he is buried in the turf. We have seen him just get run over earlier in this game. He is a high school freshman out of Westlake Village, California. He almost had his second interception. His first went 65 yards for a touchdown. Rainbows whistled again for illegal procedure or motion.
Jeremy Golden having that up and down game. Either he's getting run over, making big plays. This time, almost another big play. The intended receiver, Johnny Macon. Tim Carey, not enough zip on the football. And the coaches will also tell the receiver, hey, you've got to be aware of the defense. When the football is coming, make an attempt to go get the football. Don't stand there and wait for the football to get to you.
Legal formation on the offense, decline, 2nd down.
Second time that the Rainbows have been called for illegal formation recently in this game. 3:32 left to play in the first half.
I can hear new Rainbows assistant football coach Tim Green, who's in charge of receivers. I can hear him at practice sessions right now. Go get the football. Don't stand there and wait for it. Go get the football. They've been coaching that throughout fall camp and throughout the season so far.
Macon and Kemford are flanked to the right. 2nd down and 10 from the 18. Carey with time. Comes back the other way. Sets up. Throws. Macon has it at the 33. Diari Farrell there to make the stop. 17-yard gain and a 1st down for the Bows. 3:20 left to play here in this first half.
And that play offensively had a weird look to it because Tim Carey rolled out to his right. His entire offensive line was on the opposite side of the field with nobody to block. In front of Carey was running back Charles Tharp, who blocked the only guy there. Northridge, nobody near the offensive line. Offensive line standing around having a good time.
Mims and Tharp in that backfield. In motion goes Ellison. Timeout, Carey. Rainbow crowd trying to recharge this offense. Rainbow seem to have electric problems right now. 1st down for the Bows at the 35-yard line. Macon and Kane are the wide receivers. Mims and Tharp, along with Ellison in the backfield. Ellison goes in motion. Ball is given to Tharp. Eludes 1 man, 2, 3, still on his feet, out over the 40, all the way to the 44-yard mark. Good individual running that time by Tharp. Very short hole before he was hit, but he was able to take advantage of it.
Coming right at you. Charles Tharp in behind Conrad Paulo should have been stopped early. He makes a spin move, keeps the leg drive ahead, forward, none of the side-to-side stuff. Makes a spin move, heads it upfield, and picks up positive yardage.
2:29 left to play in the first half. 2nd down and 1 for Hawaii. Carey gives it to Quincy Jacobs. He may have the 1st down on forward progress, but then he's hurled back. Mark Goodson there to halt this progress. We'll see where they give him forward progress. They do not give him the 1st down. And that will bring up 3rd down and about a foot. 1:56 left to play, and the clock ticking.
Quincy Jacobs is a tough guy. He gets popped waist level. It's a guy, Mark Goodson, hanging onto his leg. He's still standing until 2 more white jerseys come in and lay some hat before taking him to the ground.
Ball is given to Quincy Jacobs, breaks into the secondary, and is tackled at the 47-yard line of Northridge. 1:34 left to play in the first half, and we have all kinds of, this looks like an invasion. Parachute drop here from the penalty flags. That means all the officials saw what happened.
And so did Hawaii head coach Fred Van Appen. You saw him screaming on the sideline, yelling at his football team because of extracurricular activity after the play was dead, after the Rainbows got a 1st down.
So we'll see. They will huddle. The officials will.
Wherever the infraction goes, it involved Hawaii Rainbow football player Adrian Clem, who's been taken to the sideline, the offensive lineman, and replaced in the lineup by Bobby Phillips now.
Here comes referee Wright. Personal foul on the Rainbows. Dead ball foul. Well, Jim Fenwick has seen his club do it again. They did it last week against Boise State, and they're doing it again this week against Hawaii. Here's the official call, I think. He had to sew on new R's on the back of his shirt because he's the referee now.
It doesn't have a rookie, does it?
No, no.
Okay.
We have a dead ball after the play. Personal foul on the offense. Will be 1st down. The player is ejected from the game.
Whoa. Adrian Clem ejected from this game. That does not bode well for the Hawaii offense. Clem, the starting left tackle.
We have not seen the replay of the play, but if he's ejected, that means that Clem must have thrown a punch.
You're right. There's Adrian. It is first down for the Rainbows. It occurred after the Rainbows had been able to get first down. It is 1st and 10. That's the way they marked it at the 35-yard line. Their own 35 with 1:20 left to play. In motion comes Tharp. Carey hit as he throws. That's complete. And tackled at the 35-yard line for the Rainbows is Wesley Morris. 30-yard gain. And credit Carey that time because he really zipped the pass. And he was hit as soon as he released it. Another one of the Northridge players is hobbled. And that's Tiari Farrell.
And Farrell hobbling away and finally goes down to the turf. And Tim Carey heard the footsteps coming. He knew the Matadors were coming after him. He had to have heard them. He stood there in the pocket and delivered a strike to Wesley Morris. He's dropping back here from his blind side now. He feels the pressure. The guy putting the pressure on him was Eric Gardner. But Carey stands there, delivers the football to Wesley Morris, and then gets knocked down himself. Gardner taking down Tim Carey.
1:05 left to play in the first half. And another injured player for Northridge. Tiari Farrell from Inglewood, California, went to Inglewood High School. This week's Budget Rent-A-Car play of the game winner is Ralph Tomei from Honolulu. Ralph wins a Neighbor Island getaway for 2 from Budget Rent-A-Car, Aloha Airlines, and Outrigger Hotels and Resorts.
The guy for the Rainbows who caught the football thrown by Tim Carey is number 12, Wesley Morris. He's left all alone, and it's Farrell there who slips down. That's probably where he got the injury because he came up wobbling in his leg area, and Wesley Morris was nowhere near that. When Wesley Morris broke his pattern and turned around to look for the football, the guy you saw sliding out of the picture was Tiari Farrell.
Clem is in deep trouble because I remind you, Robert, that Clem's ejection also means he is out of next week's game against Wyoming.
And that's a big football game for the Rainbows. It's the opener in the WAC, and they need their players.
Less than a minute to play. The Rainbows have the ball. 1st and 10 at the Northridge 35. Trailing in this game 14-10. Carey steps up, throws. That is complete to Kalama. Kalama is bumped ahead to the 20-yard line. 45 seconds left in the first half. Dan Lazarovitz there to make the stop. He's from Woodland Hills, California, number 60 for Northridge. Rainbows going without a huddle. From the shotgun, Carey. Carey looking, throws, fart, touchdown. Charles Tharp. The Rainbows get recharged in the waning seconds of this first half. And they teeter-totter back into the lead. Boy, you talk about a test of character. The Rainbows just look almost lethargic in their offense. And a touchdown pass.
And they respond after one of their starters on the offensive line gets ejected from the football game. Tim Carey over the top of linebacker Brennan Swanson and into the hands of running back Charles Tharp.
20-yard touchdown pass. Hannum in to try the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good.
Number 25 for Hawaii, Charles Tharp. Number 3, you see the guy right there behind center, Shane Oliveira. That's Tim Carey. Tim Carey delivers it over the outstretched arms of Brennan Swanson and into the hands of running back Charles Tharp. Tharp that time flanked on the offense, runs right by a would-be defensive back, comes in between the open area, between the zone defense, gets behind Brennan Swanson and in front of Benny Herron.
Tharp, a 20-yard touchdown reception from Tim Carey. And for Carey, that's his first touchdown pass of the season. So the Rainbows gather themselves up, and they hurtle back into the lead with 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Charles Tharp, that's his first touchdown reception. He had 4 receptions last week, but they were all short yardage variety. And Tharp really making a name for himself in this game. He is performing excellently well. Chad Trout kicking off, and that's a squibber taken by one of the up men. Gets it out to the 31-yard line. Shane Blakey. Well, now the powers that be are saying that Clem will be out for just the first half of next week's game due to his ejection.
Is that what it is?
They said, first of all, that he would be out for the entire game. Now he's only out for the first half. Maybe he didn't really punch hard enough. I have no idea what they're trying to do there.
Hope he didn't get a flag for thinking about throwing a punch.
Flowers throws, and that is complete, intended for Aaron Arnold, and he gathers it in for the first down. That stops the clock. 29 seconds left. Now with this Northridge team, they don't need a lot of time. 6 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. First down at the 43-yard line. Rainbows lead 17-14. Flowers with Drew Hill in motion. Flowers gives it on a delay up the middle, carrying is Norman Clark. Clark to midfield before he's halted.
Clark is pretzeled at the end of that play. Chris Shinnick.
Timeout, Northridge. That's their first.
Northridge calls a timeout with 22 seconds left in the first half. So Hawaii, as we mentioned before, they were victims of 2 huge plays. 75-yard touchdown pass from Flowers to Mike Ogus, and then a 65-yard interception return by Jeremy Golden that propelled Northridge into the lead, 14-10. The Rainbows then offensively started to really sputter. There were a lot of penalties, and they started to be called for motion and illegal formation. They just didn't seem right. But in the waning moments of this half, in a real test of character, they came back and have snatched the lead away, 17-14.
It's a great way for the offense to come close to ending the first half. They put together an 8-play, 82-yard drive, ending it with a 20-yard touchdown pass, the first of the year for Tim Carey, first touchdown catch of the year by Charles Tharp. That's a great way for the offense to go into the locker room at halftime.
Norman Clark remains as the single setback. Comer Hill and Carpenter are the wide receivers, strung out to the near side. Flowers with time, sets up, throws up the sideline. That is intercepted by Eddie Kleneski. Or they say incomplete. Kleneski was out of bounds. Boy, Kleneski flashing in front of the receiver. And they said that Eddie was out.
As Eddie, 21, has the football in his hands. Oh,
all you need is one.
He got robbed. Eddie Kleneski got robbed. That left foot touched green before it got to the white area. The green is inbounds. That's the AstroTurf. Eddie should have had his second pick of the year.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Flowers dancing, now throws it away. Incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. Rainbows up 17-14. Eddie Kleneski on the near sideline. That was his second interception, but it will go for naught. Brian Walker in to punt. Eddie Kleneski backing up to the 20-yard line. Now Kleneski with 9 seconds left. He can work some magic here for the Bows. Walker waiting for the snap, fumbles the snap. Rainbows do not get there. They were trying to set up a return. Kleneski calls for the fair catch, puts it down at the 20-yard line with 1 second left. And for all intents and purposes, that's the end of this first half. Rainbows leading 17-14.
That's good composure there by Northridge punter Brian Walker. Muffs the snap from center, picks it up, bends down, gets the kick away. Rainbows had to try to put on a punt block on special teams. Would have been there. But instead they had to try and work a return. Eddie Kleneski makes the fair catch.
So the Rainbows will take a knee to end the first half. 17-14. A real battle has developed between these two teams, Hawaii and Northridge. And if you were a guest in the locker room, you would probably have to take earmuffs into the Rainbow locker room. And in the Northridge locker room, I think you would feel very comfortable because you're down by only 3 with a very potent offense going into the second half. So I know that Fred Von Appen is not pleased with the way things have happened in this first half, even though he has the lead. Let's go down to Brooks Bear.
Coach, your assessment of the first half.
Too damn many penalties on the team in green, and we gave them 2 big plays down the field. We should be in control against a pretty good football team, but we're not. We're in a dogfight, and it's going to remain that way if we continue to do stupid things. So,
less than a minute to play in the first half. You put points on the board. You regain the lead. Is that something you can carry over to the second half and build on?
I sincerely hope so. We've been able to move the ball at times very well, but we keep shooting ourselves in the foot with a penalty and then turn around and let them have a big play down the field. Can't do it. One of those plays came from the offense. Throw an interception, they run it in.
Thank you very much, Coach. Back upstairs.
17-14, Hawaii over Northridge at the half.
Back at Aloha Stadium, where the University of Hawaii Rainbows lead the Matadors of Cal State Northridge 17-14 at halftime. Brooks Bear down on the field with University of Hawaii basketball coach Riley Wallace. And Riley, we pulled you out of the stands. Want to talk to you because your Rainbows, I understand, are going to be ranked preseason number 13 by Playboy magazine. Nothing wrong with 13th in the nation.
Well, I read that in the paper this morning, and any recognition for the program is good. We do have 4 starters back, 3 from California with A.C. Carter, Eric Ambrozic, and Micah Kroger, all out of Saddleback, played for Bill Brummel down in Mission Viejo. And Alika Smith, second team All-WAC with A.C. Carter All-WAC, and John Wooden nominee for this year is A.C. Carter. So we're looking forward to it. We had a good recruiting year. Fan interest is up in the islands, and we're very happy with getting ready to get started.
Well, I don't know if a preseason number 13 ranking puts a little more pressure on you, but boy, I bet you're just licking your chops.
Well, they'll probably sell some Playboy magazines in Hawaii, but as I said, any recognition is good. We're 2,500 miles off the coast of California there, so sometimes we go unnoticed. We did a year ago. I thought we had an NCAA-type team last year and didn't get recognized with it. But this year, we got to go out and prove that we're deserving of it.
What do you think, 13 just about right for you?
I don't know about that, the rankings. Just put us in there and let us have some recognition.
Thank you very much for coming down. Coach Riley Wallace of the University of Hawaii basketball team. Again, it's halftime. The University of Hawaii football team up on Northridge 17-14. We'll be back with more of halftime right after this.
(17-14) Rainbows at the break. Rainbows led in this game, Robert, 10-0. They appear to start reaching out to seize the game, but Northridge, one of those teams that can come back in a hurry. 2 big plays, and they're leading 14-10.
Right, 1 big play on offense, 1 big play on defense. We told you last week they trailed 16-0 in the second quarter against Boise State. Here's how the Rainbows got in front. Tim Carey, the give to Quincy Jacobs, and Quincy Jacobs 15 yards for the first score of the game. Add that to an Eric Hannum 38-yard field goal, and the Rainbows led 10-0. And then here came Northridge. Northridge, their big play on offense. They had a 75-yard touchdown pass on offense. On defense, here's 65 yards. Jeremy Golden intercepting Tim Carey and taking it back for the score, just barely getting into the end zone before Gary Ellison almost made a Leon Lett out of Jeremy Golden. Northridge went ahead, 14-10. Then, right before the half, Rainbows, 8-play drive, covering 82 yards, ending in a touchdown. Tim Carey to Charles Tharp. Carey's first TD of the year, his first TD pass. Charles Tharp, his first TD catch. Rainbows lead at the half, 17-14, Jim.
Look at the Burger King stats. Rushing yardage, Hawaii 68-37. Passing yardage, Hawaii 269 to 127 for Northridge. More statistics coming your way. Total offensive plays, Hawaii 46 to Northridge's 28. And time of possession, Hawaii 19 to Northridge's 11. So when you look at some of the other stats in penalties, Hawaii 6 penalties, 65 yards. That's really hurt them. Northridge has been penalized only once. And interceptions, Northridge a 2-interception advantage over Hawaii, although Eddie Klineski appeared to have an interception. He had 1 foot down, and it was ruled that he was out of bounds. Despite the discrepancy in the statistics where Hawaii is way out in front of Northridge, it's only 17-14. This is still a real battle.
And Northridge, consider this, 75 yards of their total offense came on one play. Quarterback Aaron Flowers to Mike Ogus for a score.
We'll be back with the start of the second half right after this. This presentation of Rainbow Football is sponsored by the GTE Hawaiian Tel, Beyond the Call. Jim Fenwick and Fred Von Oppen, they know the situation is far from over as we begin the second half. Robert Kempert and Charles Tharp are deep, and little Manny Marcus kicks it off. It goes out of bounds, and Rainbows will have it at the 35. Hawaii leading as we begin the second half, 17-14.
And for the Rainbows, it's good that the first team that gets the football here on offense is the Rainbows. For the Rainbows, they got to be happy because to close the first half, they put together a decent drive, get into the end zone. Now they get the football right back, and they can get going again.
Tim Carey, 18 of 23 for 269 yards and 1 touchdown. That was a 20-yard pass to Tharp at the end of the first half. He has been intercepted twice. So it is first down for Hawaii. They have it at the 35-yard line. Rowe and Jacobs behind the quarterback, Tim Carey. Carey to throw. No, shovel pass to Rowe, and they diagnosed that right away. Dan Lazarovitz. He was standing right there, mano a mano with Maury Rowe. It would seem the way the Rainbows gained their yardage in the first half, Robert, we'll see more ground plays by the Rainbows instead of passes. They seem to be able to get something going on the ground.
Granted, Tim Carey has 269 yards in passing, but the effective running of Charles Tharp all over the place has been what kept the Rainbows in this football game.
Loss on the play of 4, second down and 14. Carey sets up, he's sacked. Back at the 25, Dan Lazarovitz. Rainbow huddle. And this particular play, someone will whisper to someone else, hey, somebody's got to pick up number 60.
Lazarovitz coming in from Carey's blind side, getting around fullback Maury Rowe, making the sack last week against Boise State. They had 4 sacks to the Matadors last year in the Big Sky Conference, 45 sacks. That was second in their league.
Morris and Tharp are flanked to the far side. To the near side is Kane. Third down, long yardage. Another sack. Dan Lazarovitz. That's 3 in a row, and he puts up his hands, palms upwards, saying, it's too easy.
That is where the loss of your starting offensive lineman, Adrian Clem, is felt. He gets ejected in the first half. The guy who replaces him, Bobby Phillips, just getting his groove on into the football game, taking a few snaps, and all 3 plays made by the same guy who was lined up across of Bobby Phillips.
First punt of the game for Chad Schrapp. He's got to root it out of there. Waiting for the snap from center. And Schrapp does root it. Excellent punt. Going back is Derek Charles. Takes it on the 28-yard line. And he is ankle tackled over the 30 to the 34. Schrapp started this game second in WAC punting with a 47.4 average. His longest punt, 62 yards. That punt, 53.
And he's only second in the conference in punting because he's punting at sea level. Everybody else in the entire WAC conference is punting the football where it travels forever. Baseballs fly 600 feet in areas where they punt footballs in the WAC.
The WAC halfway to the moon. First down for Northridge. Marcus Harvey has gone in as a single setback behind Flowers. In motion is Mike Ogus. Ball is given to Harvey. Harvey wedges his way over the 35 to the 40-yard line. Good play on first down for Northridge. Tony Tuioti and Kamuela Cobb Adams there to double team him. Getting the play of 5. Second down and 5 for Northridge. Comber is flanked out to the far side, picked up by Hunter in one-on-one coverage. Ogus is watched by Shinnick. 4 wide receivers. Flowers short drop, hit by Kamuela Cobb Adams. And the ball is picked up by Sam Collins. And Collins goes into the end zone. It is a touchdown. Rainbow defense comes up with a big play.
For the second week in a row, the Rainbows defense comes up and scores a touchdown. Kamuela Cobb Adams on the right side of the Hawaii defense, coming hard off the edge towards quarterback Aaron Flowers. 51, Cobb Adams, untouched, has a straight line to the quarterback. And again, the second time in this game, he reaches around the quarterback and jars the football loose. Johnny on the spot for the Rainbows, number 93. That's Sam Collins. It looked like a couple of guys stopped and thought the play was dead. The official never blew the whistle. Heads up, Sam Collins picks it up, touchdown Rainbows.
Boy, that was a close call on that fumble. Ball is kicked by Hannum, and it is good. Rainbows up 24-14. They reestablished that 10-point lead. 32-yard fumble romp by Sam Collins. Very close call here. Watch. Does the ball come out before the knee touches? And this, I think, is an excellent call. The ball is starting to come out now. Then the knee touches, and the ball squibs loose. And Sam Collins does a hurdle, and he is off for the end zone.
51 for Hawaii, Kamuela Cobb Adams. It's the second time in this game that he has been credited with a sack at the same time causing a fumble, and it's led to 2 Rainbow touchdowns. That's a good call by the official. It seems as Aaron Flowers was falling toward the turf, the football had come loose on the way down before his right knee touched the ground.
Kickoff will go to Derek Charles. Charles to the 30. And finally rolled down there at the 30-yard line. We have a penalty flag down. Making the play was Joaquin Avila. He's from Sebastopol, California. Number 50. And it will be first down for Northridge. They trail 24-14. Big plays really have figured in this game. Penalty goes against Northridge, preliminary call. Injury report. Frank Pace is out.
On the run back. First down.
Pace is out with a left knee. Farrell out with a left knee. Gunn is out with a left ankle, all for Northridge. Let's go down to Brooks Bear.
Just a huge play by Sam Collins as the Rainbows are locked in a battle here in the third quarter. But I'll tell you what, Sam and his wife Donna, they are fighting a bigger battle. Donna's been diagnosed with breast cancer, and she's looking for, and Sam is looking for, a little financial assistance. They have set up a fund through the Oahu Educational Employees Credit Union. And folks, if you'd like to help out Donna Collins in her fight against breast cancer and help out her husband right here, Sam, you can give him a call. The number 534-4300.
Another sack. Bob Piggott this time comes in. Donna Collins, that fund is ongoing, and we'll mention that throughout the season. Bob Piggott in, and Piggott able to get to the quarterback.
Last week, the Rainbows defense recorded 6 sacks tonight. Here, Bob Piggott gets the 3rd sack. The Rainbows defense tonight, too, by Kamuela Cobb-Adams.
2nd down and 17 from the 11-yard line. Rainbows put in more defensive backs. Rolling his Flowers. A shovel pass up the middle. Kamuela Cobb-Adams misses the ball carrier, Marcus Harvey. And Harvey finally goes down. That shovel pass worked wonders last week against Boise State. And we mentioned earlier in this game when the Rainbows tried it, they took a page out of the Northridge playbook. That was the page.
And the first time the Rainbows ran it tonight, they were successful to Calvin Mims. After that, it just wasn't happening anymore.
Good gain on the play by Marcus Harvey. 3rd down and 6. The ball at the 22 for Northridge. Flowers, quick pass to Drew Hill. And Hill out in front, being chased by the Rainbows. Hill is hit and dropped. Big hit by Hunter. And we have a penalty flag back at the 30-yard line. That may have been an illegal pick.
Quick hits to the right, and Hill gets the pass. Brian Chapman gets chopped way below the knees, flying over, and what a pop by Al Hunter. Hill was going to try and jump over him. Al dropped his shoulder, gave the forearm rip to the gut, and I guarantee you, Jim, at that moment, there was a sound that went like this. Right in that pile right there.
You may be right. There's referee Wright.
Holding on the offense. Repeat, 3rd down.
So no illegal pick on that particular pass play. It was holding on Northridge. That moves the ball back inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and a long 8. 10:18 left to play in the 3rd period. The Rainbows, through their defense on a fumble return following a sack, Sam Collins running it in. And they lead at 24-14. It was 17-14 at the halftime. Flowers sideline pattern complete to Comer. Or is it complete? They say it is complete. And that should be enough. Or is it? Now they say no completion. And that will bring up 4th down.
And Flowers, you saw the picture of him, the shot of him on the sidelines. He's an upset Matador quarterback. He's screaming at a couple of his players. When he came on, you can read lips, and I'm an amateur at it. I think he said, what was the play? And a couple of players on the offense might have ran the wrong play.
Excellent punt by Walker. No fair catch taken by Kleneski. Kleneski trying to get to the outside. Gets a block. Now in trouble at the 40. Slips down. And it will be 1st down for the Rainbows at their own 40-yard line. Rainbows up 24-14. They have got to keep the pressure on this Northridge team. You can see how fast Northridge can strike. We will continue from Aloha Stadium following this break. Jim Fenwick pacing the sidelines. His team trailed 17-14 at the half. At one point in this game, his team was up 14-10. It is now 24-14 in favor of the Rainbows, and Fred Von Appen knows there's a lot of time remaining. Anthony Diesso has an injured left foot. He will not play in the 2nd half. Rainbows 1st and 10 from the 40. Mims and Tharp splitbacks behind Carey. Mims head butted at the line of scrimmage. Boy, they hit him right away. And I wonder if it is Lazarovitz. Lazarovitz just was a one-man wrecking crew in the last series.
Right, 3 straight plays. 2 times he got to the quarterback. 1 time he made a stuff of the fullback, and that time stepping up for the defense was Brett Nordyke, making the stop for the Matadors.
2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. In motion is Tharp. Throw to Tharp on a swing pattern, needs blockers, comes back toward the inside, gets a big block, turns the corner at the 45-yard line, and is pulled down at the 46. Jeremy Golden and Sean Blakey double teamed him. Tharp is becoming a very exciting runner, Robert.
That's right, and if you're a defensive player, the 3 ugly words when you go up against an offense are crackback blocks. That time, the quick hitch to Tharp. Tharp reverses field, and linemen are stalking defenders and popping them.
Shane Oliveira with a huge block on that last play. 3rd down, short yardage. Ball is given up the middle, carrying the ball for the Rainbows is Quincy Jacobs. And Jacobs gets the 1st down. Kenny Noop there to make the stop. He's from Glendale, California. Went to Burroughs High School in Glendale and Glendale City College before matriculating to Cal State Northridge. Noop, number 17. Rainbows have nosed the ball into Northridge territory. 8th time that they've been in Northridge territory in this game. In motion goes Jacobs. Kerry looks down the far sideline, throws. That's complete to Johnny Macon at the 25. Good pattern that time by Macon. And the quarterback, Kerry, put it right on the money. 24-yard gain. And the Rainbows have it 1st and 10 at the Northridge 25.
And Carey put some zip on that pass, Jim. Johnny Macon eyeballing it into his hands. Holds on to the football as Shane Blakey, a converted running back, lays the hit on him.
Maury Rowe goes into that backfield along with Jacobs. Kempert and Macon are the wide receivers to the right. 1st and 10 from the 25. Carey again to throw. Carey in trouble, being chased by Goodson. Keeps on his feet inside the 20, takes another hit. In on the play of close to 5 yards. Noop is there to bump him out of bounds.
Now Gary's got to learn that quarterbacks who leave the backfield and cross the line of scrimmage become open season. Whatever the animal is, defenders stalk you, they prey on you, run out of bounds. Because Gary took a hit. Watch the end of this run. He scrambles away. Listen. Oh, that's Donnell Day laying some hat. Tim Carey, 21 of 26, 296 yards, 1 touchdown for his team, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown for the other team.
So we will have, I believe, a penalty marked off against the Rainbows. Here's referee Wright.
Holding, offense, repeat 1st down.
How do you think he's doing on his opening night as a referee?
Pretty good. He would have really impressed me if he waved off that stupid call of the guy diving across the goal line.
Holding, big penalty. Rainbows have the ball back now at the 42-yard line. They have to go all the way to the 15 for the 1st down. 1st and 27. Triple wide receivers to the left. Mims, the single setback behind Carey. Ball is given to Mims, looking for blocking. Inside the 40 to the 35. And Mims is spun to the turf there by Angelo Garza. Garza from Oakland, California. Garza, number 19.
And Calvin Mims is bringing to this offense some of the same thing that Charles Tharp brings. He has the ability to make defenders miss by spinning. Watch him turn it up into the hole. Gets it quick, runs behind Kaulan Anoa, and turns it upfield. First hit, spin, gets away. Picks up an extra 1, 2, 3 yards after initial contact.
Second down and 19. Ball at the 34 of Northridge. In motion is Tharp. Shovel pass to Mims. That play slow in developing. Mims tries to make something out of it, and he does. That ball inside the 30 to the 27. That will bring up third down and 12 for the Rainbows. Keith Selico from Los Angeles, Lausinger High School, and El Camino College before going to Northridge. Third down, big play for the Rainbows, trying to eat up some clock, but they've got to keep the pressure on Northridge. 6:27 remaining to be played in the third quarter. Morris comes to the near side along with Conner. Mims and Tharp behind the quarterback carry. This is Tharp. Tharp is hit at the line of scrimmage, backs his way to the 25-yard line. Mark Goodson again. Very durable. Excellent linebacker. Goodson will be able to tell great stories to his grandchildren.
And he hopes one of those stories is producing a win in paradise. The Rainbows are trying to prevent him from telling his grandchildren.
Decline, fourth down.
Another penalty against the Rainbows, declined. So Hannum will come back on. Eric Hannum. This is another long field goal. And this is from that left hash mark. Hannum, as we said, has trouble. The ball tends to curve on him. This will be a 42-yarder. Kick is up. And it is good. Hannum, 42 yards. That's his longest field goal of the year. So Eric Hannum doggedly trots out onto that field and says to himself, give me another shot. And this one was a bullseye. (27-14) the Rainbows. 42-yard field goal by Eric Hannum. He's made two in this game, 38-yarder and a 42-yarder, and he's missed a 47-yard attempt. Jahi Arnold and Derek Charles deep for Northridge. And kicking off will be Chad Shrout with 5:45 left to play in the third quarter. Shrout kicks it. And it will go to Jahi Arnold. Muffs it. Takes the ball to the 15 and is ridden down from behind again by Bernard Santamaria. That's the second time that Santamaria has made a tackle on the special teams on kickoff returns in this game. The ball is at the 18-yard line, and it will be first down for Northridge at that point. They now trail 27-14, but much time remains in this game. Comer already flanked to the far side. Rainbows just getting onto the field. Northridge ready to play. In motion is Hill. First down from the 18. Ball is given on a delay, trying to get outside, and running with the ball well is Harvey. Harvey trying to get a block at the 30. The ball is loose, and I believe Northridge has it at the 31.
For the Rainbows, the guy jarring the ball loose, number 27, Al Hunter, at the end of the play. Watch him drop down low. Harvey busting one. Last week against Boise State, he busted a couple. Big hit. Al Hunter, Krishinick pulling him down and making the recovery.
Comer.
For the Matadors was Brian Comer.
Gain of 13 on the play. That's a first down for Northridge. Rainbows putting in more defensive backs. They have 5 in there now. Their nickel defense. First down at the 31 for Northridge. Trailing 27-14. Flowers audibilizing. Short drop. Throws it. That is complete to Aaron Arnold. Arnold takes it out to just short of the 35-yard line.
And Arnold, as soon as he caught the football, drops to a knee, tried to stand back up and gets popped by Robbie Robinson. Arnold didn't like it, but he got up and acted like he was going to run. So
yeah, those rules apply to teams that play on Sunday. Of course, in most of the country, it is Sunday. Second down and 7. Hill again in motion. Flowers on a delay, trying to get to the outside is Marcus Harvey. Harvey is hit by Brian Chapman. Good hit by Chapman. He was the first man to him. Tony Tuioti was the second. Good double team by the Rainbows. No gain on the play. Second down. And we do have more penalties. Illegal shift against Northridge.
And you can start to hear the crowd getting into this football game. They're attempting a little ripple right now. And we can't call it a wave just yet. It's a ripple going around Aloha Stadium. If the Rainbows are successful in pulling off this game and raising their record to 2-0, with Wyoming coming to town next week.
Legal shift, offense, decline, third down.
Hopefully for them, it could set the stage for a big full house next week against the Cowboys and get this place to where it used to be on Saturday nights, where it was a big party.
It was. Third down and 7 for Northridge. 6 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. Flowers fakes the play action, steps up in the pocket, eludes one man, and then stumbles to the 35. Got away from Paul. And the momentum from that hit by Paul made him lose his balance. That is short of the first down. It will be 4th down. And Brian Walker comes in to punt. Eddie Kleneski backing up inside the 30-yard line. Walker waiting for the snap from center. Rainbows with 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Here they come. And that kick, a wobbler. No fair catch. Kleneski at the 27. Kleneski trying to get outside. Can't do it. Only gets back to the 30-yard line. Excellent coverage that time. Some pushing going on. Steve Forte there to make the stop on Kleneski.
And I'm watching the Rainbow sideline, and the coaches are going after their own players and teaching them a lesson. Lots of pushing and shoving after the fact, after the punt return was down, and lots of pushing and shoving afterwards. Coach Von Appen and defensive coordinator Don Lindsay, there to Eddie Kleneski, calm down. After the play, a lot of times tonight, Northridge is a lot of pushing, a lot of talking. They're trying to fire up the Rainbow football team, and sometimes it works against you if you get overexcited.
Tim Carey, 22 out of 27, 303 yards. Ball is given up the middle to Charles Tharp. And Tharp from the 29 out to the 36. Lazarovitz again made the stop for Northridge. Carey, 22 of 27, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 303 yards. That is the first University of Hawaii 300-yard passer since John Howe had 359 yards against Air Force on the 3rd of December, 1994. Second down, a long 2. Ball again is given to Tharp. Finding holes, first down at the 41. .243 remaining to be played in the third period.
There's a snap up close. Shane Olivero, almost 300 pounds. He's a big load. Charles Tharp. Players wear an SS on their helmet in memory of their former teammate Shannon Smith. And for Charles Tharp, his SS in the years to come will stand for something special. Because Charles Tharp can move with the football in his hands.
First down for the Rainbows at their 41. Double wide receiver to the left. Single setback is Jacobs. Gets the call. Jacobs tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Gets from the 41 to the 43. Second down and 8 yards to go. Kalian Green there to make the stop. So the Bows able to take chunks of time away from this third quarter. Ronald Almua comes to the sideline, may have a hurt wrist. Mamua, number 56 for Northridge. Kane is flanked to the left, Morris to the right. Rowe and Jacobs behind Carey. It is Jacobs trying to get to the outside, gets away from Goodson, and then is really ripped to the turf right in front of his teammates. Good tackle across the way by Shane Blakey. He's from the Rockies, from Denver, Colorado. Went to Antelope Valley College. 6-footer, 204-pound junior. Third down for the Rainbows. Clock 1:38 left in the third.
The Matadors are a real home team. As you look over their entire roster, at least they're too deep in every position. Only 2 players do not come from the state of California.
Rainbows looking for that first down to keep this drive alive. Carey chased out of the pocket, directing traffic, and goes out of bounds at the 48. That's short of the first down. He had to go to the 49 of Northridge. So the Rainbows will punt it away with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the third, and the Rainbows leading 27-14. Chad Shrout, call him the weapon. What a tremendous asset a punter like Shrout is. Derek Charles from Newhall, California, went to Hart High School, transferred to Northridge from UNLV. Deep, standing back at the 10-yard line. Excellent punt. Fair catch called. He'll let it bounce. Goes into the end zone. Northridge will put the ball in play at the 20-yard line with 1:20 left to play. 53-yard punt by Chad Shrout. So one thing the Rainbows have done tonight, Tim Carey, 22 of 27. That's amazing. 22 of 27. 1 touchdown. He has been intercepted twice, and one of those interceptions, 65-yard return by Jeremy Golden. Look at the game sketch. You see Flowers last week, 442 yards, 6 touchdowns tonight, 149 and 1. And there you see Carey last week, 72 yards tonight, 303. 6 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. Flowers hit as he throws. That is incomplete. It was intended for Aaron Arnold. And Blaze Austin just into the game. 5'10" senior from Compton, California, transferred to Hawaii from Compton Junior College. There to rip him.
Aaron Arnold across the middle. Blaze Austin. Some good defense. Got there the same time the football did and put enough contact, enough of a jarring hit to cause the incompletion.
Second down and 10. Derek Charles, the single setback behind Aaron Flowers for Northridge. They trail 27-14 in this game. 1:14 left in the third. Flowers, sideline pattern. That is incomplete. It was intended for Brian Comer, transferred to Northridge from California. Covering on the play was Al Hunter.
And Al Hunter at that time using the sideline as his friend, running the receiver into the sideline, not giving him a lane to run up the field. Head coach Don Lindsay, we talked earlier when he ran over to Eddie Kleneski and did some coaching up on the sideline to calm him down. That's one of the reasons Don Lindsay is not upstairs in the booth like a defensive coordinator. Most defensive coordinators are. He wants to be on the football field to get hands-on communication, hands-on teaching, hands-on coaching with his defensive unit.
Third down and 10 for Northridge. And again a delay here. Referee Gerald Wright steps away, and we are ready to resume. 3rd and 10. In motion is Hill. Flowers, shovel pass, doesn't go anywhere. Derek Charles got the shovel pass, and the Rainbow threw up a green wall. Matt Elam into the game from Sugar Land, Texas, and Eastern Washington Junior College.
56 is Matt Elam. Matt Elam, not only did he make the stop, he also quickly fought off the block of an offensive lineman. Matt Elam is a big, solid young man. He steps up into the offensive lineman, sheds him quickly, then steps up and makes the tackle for the defense.
4th down for Northridge. Eddie Kleneski in to receive the punt from Brian Walker. Kleneski, no fair catch. Takes it at the 45-yard line. And Kleneski spins forward to the 48. That's all. Making the stop was Robbie Wattis, number 54. You see him there on the Northridge special teams. 21 seconds left to play in the third period. And the Rainbows up 27-14. You can credit the Hawaii defense here in the second half. 5 of the last 6 Northridge drives have ended in 3 plays and a punt. So the Rainbows with excellent field position. A ball on their own 48-yard line. And Carey, who already has passed for 300 yards in this game, ready to go back to work. Tharp will be in the backfield along with Mims. Macon is flanked to the near side. Kemper to the far side. Ball is given to Tharp, and he gets thumped. Thumped at the 49, gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. That is the last play of the third period. The Rainbows will carry the lead 27-14 into period number 4 against Northridge. See the total offense going into the fourth quarter tonight. 390 yards for the Rainbows, 186 for Cal State Northridge. Northridge over 600 yards last week against Boise State. 511 passing, 132 yards on the ground. 2nd and 9 as we start the fourth quarter. Macon with it. Macon inside the 45 to the 44. Pete Sylvie there to make the tackle along with Rob Pifferini.
Rainbow's defense coming into this football game, much accolades after their opening win against Minnesota, holding that team to 1 touchdown and a field goal. And in 1 half last week, only 48 yards total offense. One of the top defenses so far in the WAC. Think about it. All this season, they haven't allowed much at all. 12.5%, especially on 3rd down conversions.
3rd down and 2. The ball is given up the middle to Tharp. He will not get there, I believe. They wedge him to the turf. We have to wait to see where they give him forward progress. Sylvie and Swanson there to swat him. And they give him hardly any progress at all. This will be 4th down for the Rainbows. Rainbows gambled once on 4th down. They gave it to Quincy Jacobs, who promptly stumbled in the backfield, trying to sneak around the end. So the quarterback, Tim Carey, looking to the Rainbow sidelines. And he will call a timeout as soon as the play clock gets down. And he calls a timeout with 2 seconds left. So with 13:35 left to play in this game, and it has been a long game. Rainbows up 27-14. The Rainbows lead with 13:35 remaining to be played in the game. We're in the fourth quarter. Rainbows leading, but now we will probably see Carey with the pooch kick. Did it twice against Minnesota last week. From the shotgun. Backs up. Oh yeah, we're going to see a little poocher here. Going back is Golden. Remember, Golden returning that interception. Doesn't get nearly as far this time. Kaulana Noah, offensive lineman, gets a chance to put a hat on somebody and does. Kaulana goes, that's what it's like to play defense. Hey.
It's a lot of aloha in that body slam, boy. That's a big man, Kaulana Noah. Big number 71 coming downfield, dropping his head and dropping Golden. Kaulana Noah, 6'4", 293 pounds.
24-yard punt, 22-yard return by Golden. Ball on the 38, 1st and 10 for Northridge, the Matadors. behind 27-14. Flowers almost sacked. Flowers is sacked. Sam Collins. Credit Collins. Never gave up on him. Ben Bright also was there, but Collins will get credit with the sack. Sam had him the first time and then never really gave up on him.
A bunch of green jerseys came around. Sam Collins forced him on the inside, forced him right into Big Ben Bright and right into nose guard Tony Tuioti. The fourth sack of the game for the Rainbows defense.
2nd down and 14 for the Matadors at their own 35-yard line. Single setback is Derek Charles. In motion is Ogus. Remember his 75-yard reception for a touchdown in that first half. Flowers throws. That is complete to Comer at the 40-yard line. Comer spilled out of bounds. Brian Chapman running him to the sideline. That will bring up 3rd down. Stops the clock with 12:32 left here in the 4th.
It's a completion for Northridge, but an excellent play defensively by Hawaii, because consider number 53 there, Brian Chapman, is a linebacker going up against Northridge's top receiver, Brian Comer, and taking him out of bounds.
Ogus and Arnold are flanked to the far side. Drew Hill in motion, number 83. 6 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. They're jumping around. Flowers on 3rd down, throws complete, and wide open is Ogus again. And they will, Hunter trying for him. Hunter gets him inside the 5-yard line, fumbles the ball, or was he down? Rainbows were jumping around defensively. There was Ogus wide open, 57 yards. And that's how Northridge keeps utilizing that big play.
You mentioned the Rainbows were jumping around in the secondary. They were jumping around. Maybe a little bit of confusion. Ogus comes across the middle, quick slant, turns it upfield. And credit Al Hunter. That's hustle. To come off his man in man-to-man coverage on the sideline and make the stop, preventing a touchdown.
1st down, all at the 3-yard line for Northridge. Flowers, the quarterback. And he keeps looking into the end zone. Throws, and it's batted away. 2nd down, goal to go.
Almost a mistake by Flowers. Remember last week we told you about all his numbers. 77.5 completion rate. That time, almost threw it away. Big coverage by the Rainbows. Flowers tonight, 13 of 27, 208 yards, 1 touchdown, and he's been sacked 4 times.
Derek Charles, single back behind Flowers. Flowers looking, checks off Charles, throws into the end zone, touchdown. And the receiver was Brian Comer, beat Al Hunter. And Northridge comes charging back.
Rainbows coming at the quarterback. Big Ben Bright almost gets there. So does Kamuela Cobb-Adams. Flowers gets the ball off into the hands of Brian Comer, right past the stretched out fingertips of Al Hunter.
So we're ready for the extra point, and they will come back across. And Manny Marcus, 5'2", 145-pounder, will try the extra point. Manny kicks it. Big. He has a big foot. 27-21. This game far from over. 11:50 left in the 4th. No one can relax. Northridge scoring drive, 61 yards, 5 plays, only 134 of elapsed time. 3-yard touchdown pass to Brian Comer. That is his 4th touchdown pass of the season. First one in the game tonight. Kicking off and taking the ball at the 5-yard line is Charles Tharp. Tharp finds a hole at the 30 and out to the 40-yard line. Rainbows have to answer back now. They lead 27-21 and much time left in this game. 11:37. Flowers starting to open up. 14 of 28 for 211 yards and 2 touchdowns. And both times Ogus has been the bogus for the Rainbows in that secondary. He's been open.
That's the danger of this run and shoot type offense. Last week, you consider all the yardage they had, 643 total yards of offense. 7 of those plays, just 7 of those plays covered 246 yards. Just 7 of them. 2 of the plays tonight, August 57, August 75.
First down for the Rainbows at the 40. With it is Tharp, turns the corner, 45. Tharp at midfield and is pulled down from behind in Northridge territory at the 47. Kalian Green finally stopped his jaunt of 13 yards. Cars designed to run on premium will agree. No, gasoline beats Chevron Supreme with the Tech Run additive.
You know, in the recruiting of Charles Tharp, in the world of baseball, I think they tell a scout, that's a find. That young man is a find. Charles Tharp is coming here. Remember now, a true freshman. Last year at this time, he was playing high school football.
St. Francis High School, Mountain View, California. In motion is Jacobs. Ball is given on a reverse. With it is Akane. Akane to the 41.
He was jumping all over the place. Eleo Kane, shaking, twisting, turning, and a big block towards the end of that play by Quincy Jacobs, who locked into a defender and drove him into the turf.
Second down and 5 for the Rainbows. Ball at the 42 of Northridge. A delay. Maury Rowe goes nowhere. That'll bring up third down. Keith Selico and Mark Goodson. Mark Goodson again. Goodson, number 51, looking to the defensive coaching staff on the sidelines. Rainbows faced with another third down and long. Remember, they lead 27-21. Carey to throw. 3-man pattern. Carey looking for the open man. Not there. Carey will try to run. Goes out of bounds. Dives for the first down. And does not get it. He had to go to the 37. And they say he went out at the 39. Keith Selico there to pin him to the sideline.
Here's the effort by Tim Carey, stretching for the orange marker, laying down in the white portion of the field. But his knee touched the ground about 2 yards before the first down marker.
So now the Rainbows are looking to the sideline again on 4th down and 2. The last time, Carey had a pooch kick, a little quick kick. Kicked it 24 yards and was returned by Jeremy Golden for 22 yards. Rainbows have to talk this over. There you see the timeouts remaining. Hawaii with only 1, Northridge with 3. This is the 9th time Hawaii has been in Northridge territory. They have come away with 20 points. And the defense has helped out. They lead at 27-21. Shrout into punt. Jeremy Golden is deep. Shrout must go for the altitude here. Ball comes down, lands inside the 5 at the 1-yard line. Boy, he's miraculous. Shad Shrout, 38-yard punt. Perfect for field position as far as the Rainbows are concerned. Let's go down to Brooks Bear.
Well, obviously that punt, great news for the Rainbows, but you'd think it might be the Matadors who would be emotionally up at this point. Here they are on the road playing a Division I-A school, of course Northridge a AA school. Yet this sidelines over here in the Northridge sideline, they're all pretty calm, pretty businesslike. I really think that is a reflection of Matador head coach Jim Fenwick. I'm told he is a very calming influence over the guys, and right now they're pretty matter-of-fact about it, real businesslike.
First down for Northridge on their own 1-yard line. What a punt by Shrout. Arnold and Clark in the backfield. Again, Hill in motion. Ball is given to Clark. And Clark wedges out to the 3-yard line. 9:26 left to play in the game. Much time for Northridge. They have used the big play tonight. Rainbow defense does not have an interception. There was one that was taken away on not a good call, but officially they have no interceptions. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 3. Clark, a single setback. In motion is Ogus. Ball is kept. Throws and a crossing pattern, and that is complete. And we'll see, that was to Aaron Arnold. And that should be very close to the first down, if not the first down. In fact, it is.
And that's a quick pattern again. Flowers to Arnold, playing defense for the Rainbows, number 1, Blaze Austin, who was trying to rip the ball free of Aaron Arnold.
Rainbows with 5 defensive backs. That nickel defense now in for the Bows. First down from the 12-yard line for Northridge. Drew Hill again in motion. Aaron Flowers, the quarterback. He can strike with suddenness. Back inside the 5. Another look in pattern. That is complete to Arnold. Good spinning move. Gets all the way out to the 25-yard line before he is chased down by Robbie Robinson and Chris Shinnick. Gain on the play of 13. Here comes Northridge. And the clock, 8:19 remaining to be played in the game. Rainbows holding on, 27-21.
We've seen Ogus bust 2 big ones here against the Rainbows. Last week it was Arnold who took that 59-yard touchdown pass from Flowers.
Flowers fumbles the ball. And that will be a loss from the 25 back to approximately the 22-yard line. And that will bring up 2nd down and 13.
Flowers under center, never had control of the football, but he's heads up enough to go straight down and cover the football up with Bob Piggott riding his back.
Flowers 16 of 30, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 of 75 yards, 1 of 3 yards. 2nd down and 13. Triple wide receiver to the right for Northridge. Pass is tipped, incomplete. Pass was tipped by Eli Capihe, number 83. So Flowers with the pump fake to the right side, and then he wanted to go back to the left. Capihe rising up in front of him. 3rd down and 13.
Number 83 is Capihe. He gets his right hand up, bats it in the air, turns around, looks for the football. He had visions of an interception by a defensive lineman.
Huge play here, Robert. Huge play. 3rd and 13. Flowers to throw. Looking. They grab him. They sack him. Matt Paul.
That's 5 sacks for the Rainbow defense tonight. Matt Paul getting that crucial one on 3rd down. The Rainbow defense could not have allowed Northridge to get out from deep in their own hole after that punt by Chad Stroud, pitting them on the 1-yard line.
So the Anaheim, California product delivers for the Rainbows. Brian Walker into punt. Kleneski standing back at the Rainbow 45-yard line. There's the punt. Oh, excellent punt. Drives Kleneski back. Backpedals, takes it at the 31. Kleneski needs running room. Gets to the 40. And forward to the 43. So the Rainbows will take over with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left to play. 53-yard punt and a 12-yard return by Kleneski. A player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian Tel will contribute to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. So now the Rainbows can put together, if they can put together a sustained drive, then that will take much time off the clock. But we say this again, they have got to keep the pressure on. Wesley Morris is flanked to the near side. Tim Carey gives the ball up the middle. Carrying it is Quincy Jacobs, and he goes nowhere. Kalian Green there to make the stop. And a Rainbow is down. Number 75, Gary Krug, Krug out of Kamehameha. Krug was born in Billings, Montana. And he's the first team All-Stater in high school from Kamehameha. So he is down as the Rainbow trainers look at him. 6:20 left. Bows know that they are still in this game. We'll take a break here at Aloha Stadium. Krug has been assisted from the field. He's on the bench. Sione Tafuna has come in to replace him. He is from Kolomotua, Tonga. Number 73 for the Rainbows. 2nd down and 9 from the 42. Carey, a little mismatch there. He was in trouble. And he gets away from the double sack team, then throws, and that is complete to Gary Ellison, the tight end. Got away from Lazarovitz and Gardner.
Off the exchange from center, first he got away from his own offensive lineman, Conrad Paulo, who he spun into, and a heads-up play by the quarterback. Spins away, gets away from 2 would-be sackers. On the run, delivers with some zip to tight end Gary Ellison.
3rd down and 4 for the Rainbows. Another 3rd down situation for this team here in the second half. From the shotgun, Carey looks over the middle, now throws. It is complete. What a great catch by Ileu Kane. Kane coming back for the ball and makes the catch just inside the Matador 40-yard line. That's what the Rainbows have to do. Keep this drive going. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left. 12-yard pickup for the Bows.
Great extension by Kane, fully reaching out as far as he could, all hands, squeezing the pigskin and hauling it in.
Morris and Kane to the near side. 1st down. Showing blitz now, backing off is Northridge. Ball is given up the middle to Quincy Jacobs. And Jacobs into the secondary. Kalian Green there to make the stop for Northridge. And the ball is advanced from the 40 to just outside the Northridge 36-yard line. This Northridge team is going to wreak havoc in the Big Sky. And they will face later on this season Montana, ranked number 1 in 1AA, and quarterback Brian Ayat out of Iolani High School in Honolulu. 4:51 left to play here. Rainbows up 27-21 over Northridge. 2nd down and 7. Pitch to the near side. This is Tharp. Tharp breaks 1 tackle. Tharp to the 30. Tharp has running room to the 20, to the 10. Tharp out of bounds inside the 5. Spectacular run by Charles Tharp. 31 yards, and Tharp had to step away, had to give the hip, the shoulder, and the Rainbows in excellent shape now. Watch this run.
It's called, Jim, make you miss ability. Charles Tharp shaking, juking, jiving around the line of scrimmage. Once he cuts it upfield and he squares his shoulders parallel to the field, he turns it up and starts turning the corner and heads it upfield. And with that run, Charles Tharp now over 100 yards in only his 2nd ever Division I college football game.
And he is a true freshman. Rainbows come out in the power I formation. 1st and goal to go. Ball is given up the middle to Quincy Jacobs, and Jacobs just outside the goal line. They will not give him the touchdown. Jeremy Golden. I mean, Jeremy, it's got to be inches away. There's Golden pulling him down, has to break the plane.
Good call by the official.
Yep, ball did not break the plane.
His right forearm got over the goal line. The football landed outside the end zone.
4 minutes remaining to be played in this game. The Rainbows inches away from a touchdown here. Carey, Jacobs, touchdown. So Quincy Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the game. The first came on a 15-yard jaunt up the middle. And this, a flyby into the end zone. That was highlighted by a 31-yard excellent run by Charles Stark.
Jacobs tonight, his second score of the night. He's carried the football 19 times for 60 yards. Developing a good 1-2 punch with Jacobs and Charles Stark running the football out of the Rainbow offensive backfield. One guy, the slasher, who can turn the corner. There's a guy, the other guy, Jake, big bruiser, who can punish defenders.
Eric Hanneman to try the extra point, and that's good. So the Rainbows up now 34-21 over Northridge. Some breathing room with 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining to be played in the game. And the Bows closing in on 2-0, and this season that would equal their entire collection of wins last year when they were 2-10. That in itself is a big step.
That's a major accomplishment for a football team that's gone through a heck of a year last year. Most of the on the downside for the football team, for the program, for the community. This year they've regrouped, had a good spring camp, good fall camp at Barbers Point, and now they're about to start their football season in '97 with a perfect 2-0 record.
Rainbow 7 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 41 seconds elapsed time, and Jacobs on a 1-yard run. Charles Stark really has made a name for himself tonight.
That's right. Only 10 carries in this football game. He has 101 yards rushing. And like last week in the fourth quarter, Charles Stark against Minnesota a week ago, against the Matadors tonight, is a guy who carries the football in the fourth quarter in what they call crunch time. Time to pick up needed yards, time to run the clock out, and time to try and ice the football game for your football team.
Marcus Harvey, number 21, and Steve Forte, number 24, deep for Northridge. It will go to Forte on the 10. Out to the 31. Larry Slade, number 55, makes the tackle on the Rainbow special teams. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in the game.
And not only has Stark carried the football for 101 yards, he's also made 3 receptions tonight for 39 yards and 1 touchdown.
Aaron Flowers, you see, 16 of 30, 233 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. And doggedly, he goes back out to conduct this offense with Norman Clark, the single setback behind him. So here comes Northridge again, first down at the 32. They trail 34-21. Audibilizing 6 seconds in which to snap the ball. Throw, and that's complete to Comer, looking for running room inside the 30, doesn't get there. Kamuela Cobb Adams. He's been a stalwart on the defense tonight for the Rainbows. And he diagnosed that play very well.
Excellent play by him. Not only does he make the stop after the catch, he also sheds the block of right tackle Julio Alcala, who's 6'4", 275 pounds.
Flowers again, second down and 12. Fakes the play action, fakes the reverse, still has the ball, throws long over the middle. That is complete. Great catch by Aaron Arnold. Boy, that's excellent quarterbacking by Aaron Flowers. 33-yard pickup. Northridge gobbles up the yardage, gets inside the Rainbow 40-yard line with 3 minutes exactly left to play in the game.
And Flowers delivers the football right there. Great catch at the end of the play as well. Tony Tuioti, some hack on the Flowers.
First down for Northridge. They may not be finished yet. Flowers backpedaling, in trouble, and they sack him. 6th sack of the night for the Rainbows. That equals their total against Minnesota. Ben Bright will be credited with that sack. Let's go down to Brooks Bear.
Big 281-pound Gary Krug was helped off the field a few minutes ago. Knee injury, now they're saying it is a strained left knee. And while he may be done for the day today, looks like he'll be able to get back out there on the field for Wyoming next week.
Okay, Brooks, 2:23 left to play. Second down and 15. Ball from the 44, the Rainbows. Flowers again, the pass. throws over the middle. That is incomplete. Intended again for Aaron Arnold. Ball thrown behind him. And Arnold had trouble adjusting to the ball. That will bring up 3rd down, 15 from the 44. 2:12 left to play in this game. It has been a battle. Ron Wood covered on that play for the Rainbows. Rainbows have been using 5 to 6 defensive backs all night long. Arnold, Ogus, and Hill, the triple receivers to the left. 3rd down, 15. Flowers, pump fakes, now throws over the middle. That's complete again to Aaron Arnold. Same pattern that yielded 33 yards before. Kleneski, trailing the play, makes the stop. That is a 3rd down conversion. A 1st down for Northridge that moves the ball to the 26-yard line.
You gotta like the spunk by this Matador football team. They will not go away quietly.
Remember, the Rainbows still do not have an interception, despite all the passes. 6 defensive backs in the game now for the Rainbows. Hunter on Comer to the near side. Ball is thrown. That is complete out of the backfield to Clark. Clark inside the 20, inside the 15. And that ball will be placed at the 12. So Northridge comes roaring back. Matt Paul credited with the tackle. 1:43, the clock is stopped. 14-yard gain for the Matadors.
And that's one of the reasons why defenses rarely get interceptions against this team. That was a step and a half and release the football.
Flowers again looking into the end zone. He gets sacked. Bob Piggott.
That's 7. That's 7 sacks for this Rainbow football team. And Bob Piggott, look at that. That is straight. I'm going to run right through you, you offensive lineman. Get out of my way. And the guy he went up on was center David Girolamo.
Matadors have 3 timeouts remaining. They'll take one here with 1:22 left. 2nd sack by Bob Piggott in this game, and the 7th for the Rainbow defense. And that sack comes at a most opportune time. But you have to like this Northridge team. 1 AA, 45 scholarships. And they play the football. They play football. It appears like it's really fun. Rainbows have answered the challenge, though, tonight. 300-yard game by Tim Carey. Excellent games by Charles Tharp. Quincy Jacobs with 2 touchdowns in this game. Sam Collins picked up a fumble and ran it into the end zone for the Rainbows. So again, the Rainbows spreading the wealth around as they close in on their 2nd victory. They lead it 34-21 with 1:22 left. But we have seen things here on this carpet at Aloha Stadium in the waning moments of games that really turn things around. Quick strike here, onside kick, look out.
The thing about Northridge, their entire football team is, yes, they're a Division I AA squad, but this offense, the way it clicks, the way it moves, quick passes here, quick passes there, this offense can compete at a Division I AA level as long as it doesn't come to a point where depth becomes a problem. Injuries will hurt this team against big schools.
August in motion. Flowers back to pass. Throws long. It is caught at the 5-yard line by Aaron Arnold. Kleneski wants the referee to ask the deep official whether that was a reception. And they are going to say, yes, it was. That ball all the way down at the 5. Stops the clock with 1:16 left to play.
Eddie asked him because deep down the field near the end zone, that official on the spot ruled it no catch. But it was a catch by Northridge. Watch the back foot drag across. There's a catch, left foot drags. That's excellent play by a wide receiver.
Boy, Aaron Arnold really has turned on here in the last couple of minutes of this game. 3rd down. Have to go to the 2 for the 1st down. Flowers looking, throws. That is incomplete. It was intended for Norman Clark out of the backfield. That will bring up 4th down. 4th down for Northridge with 1:11 left to play.
And for the Rainbow football team, this would be a great way to end this football game by making a stand defensively on 4th down with the Matadors threatening.
Triple wide receiver to the left. Flowers back to throw. Flowers shovel pass, and right there was Doug Rosebowl. That was not enough for the first down. And on 4th down, Norman Clark fails to gain the yardage. And the Rainbows will take over on downs. Boy, I don't know about that call.
I was going to say that the last 3 times Northridge has tried to run that play, it went nowhere. And the critical moment, 4th down with 1:10 to go, not the most heads-up call to make.
1:06 left. The Rainbows will take over on downs at their own 7-yard line. Flowers 22 of 39. He goes over 300 yards. Well, in 2 weeks he's gone over 700 yards in passing. Rainbows take a knee, and we have a penalty flag. I wonder if that's an illegal formation. Matadors have 2 timeouts remaining, and the Bows have 1. Here comes Gerald Wright. And the penalty, the indicator against Northridge.
Offsides defense. Still 1st down. Timeout. Northridge, their 2nd this half.
So Northridge takes their timeout with 1:03 left. You see that Jim Fenwick, he knows that he prepared his team very well for this game. It is an offense that works for his level of play. And we've seen evidence of it tonight. 75-yard touchdown pass, 57-yard passes, 33-yard passes. And his team is the kind of team that can strike very, very quickly. So even though they are playing maybe a Division 1A team, even though they are playing a team that on paper looks to be very formidable, they will always be in the game. On the Rainbow side, they can spread, as we said, spread the wealth around, because they certainly have risen to the occasion tonight. They knew that they would be in a battle when they look at Boise State, and Northridge scores 63 points against them. Northridge will call a timeout after the knee is taken by Carey. I believe the timeout will be taken here, and they do.
Timeout, White. Northridge.
For those of you watching in the Hawaiian Islands,
That's their last timeout.
tomorrow we'll have the final day of the Hawaiian Airlines volleyball tournament. We'll have 2 games for you, and we will start at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon Hawaiian time. It'll be North Carolina against Houston in the first game, and that will be followed by Hawaii against UCLA in the second game, the final day of women's volleyball in the Hawaiian Airlines tournament. That's for our audience in the Hawaiian Islands only. That's tomorrow. So the Rainbows will take another knee here with 52 seconds remaining. No timeouts left for Northridge. And this game, which has lasted over 3.5 hours, will finally begin winding down. Rainbows have 2nd down and about 7.5. Ball is resting on the 10-yard line, but that is of little consequence now. So Tim Carey will take this knee, and the clock will run, and Northridge now cannot stop it. So the Rainbows, very much like they finished the Minnesota game. 33 seconds left. I believe Carey will have to take one more knee, and that'll do it. So the Rainbows tonight win their 2nd game. It ties the wins from a dismal 1996 season, of which there was carnage, and the Rainbows were able to win only 2 and lose 10. They are 2-0 this season, Northridge trying to jump over the pile on the last taking of the knee, which is not really kosher. And the boos will start and the game will end. Hawaii wins it 34-21 over Northridge. Northridge now 1-1 on the year, and Hawaii 2-0. There you see your final 34-21 Hawaii over Northridge. Tonight's GT Hawaiian Tel players went beyond the call. Aaron Flowers, quarterback from Northridge, 22 of 39 for 311 yards and 2 touchdowns. And from Hawaii, quarterback Tim Carey, 25 of 30, 328 yards, 1 touchdown, 83% completion rate. That's a new Hawaii single game completion percentage record. GT Hawaiian Tel pleased to contribute to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. GTE Hawaiian Tel beyond the call. For Robert Kikawa, this is Jim Leahy from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu as the Rainbows win their second of the year as they defeat Northridge. Until next time, Malama Pono.